Hi, I'm Brandon, and I'm back to do a commentary on the confrontation between Chris Hansen and James Rutherford. This is my second time covering James Rutherford, but it's one of my favorite stings, one of my favorite segments. It's one of the ones that first got me to TCAP. So let's jump into it. I'm going to take a fresh look at James here today.
Him in right now, because he sees me.
I don't know if I ever noticed this before, but you can actually hear Emily's microphone, the decoy. You could hear her microphone like talking behind the scenes.
Come on in. Okay.
So right off the bat, first we got this douchebag showing up in this red Corvette. And then we have Emily just opens the door a crack, waves to him and says, like beckons him to come in and says, "Come on in," and then closes the door. That is not normal behavior for someone that you've been talking to and are supposedly excited about meeting you. Normally, if someone's at the door, you would either knock or ring the doorbell and they would open the door. Or if they saw you pulling up, they'd open the door and stand there. They wouldn't be like, "Come in," and then close the door in your face. That just immediately something seems weird. But nope, he doesn't notice. He just trots right on up to the door. And you can actually hear Emily like running around back there and talking. It's just so funny right now. He's just so happy of what he expects to happen, and he doesn't know that his life is going to change forever at this moment.
Come on in.
He's just like walking around in a circle, looking around for anything out of the ordinary, any neighbors that might be noticing. What a scumbag. This is obviously the actions of someone who knows he's doing something wrong. He doesn't realize there are cameras on you and there are going to be millions of people watching this.
Come on in.
Okay, I will give him this, that at least he's polite enough to knock. A lot of the predators just barge right on in the door.
The door's open.
Where are you?
Oh, I'm just gonna go finish getting ready. I'll be right there.
And this is, like, I've pointed this out before, but this is a weird setup for a house. Not only is there this table, like, right inside the front door, kind of like blocking your path almost, and then there's just a bar that's set up, like, right here in the middle of this room. And also, don't most houses, I mean, I don't, like, maybe in this part of the country, it's different, but most houses, when you come in, there's, like, a little porch area where you can put your shoes and hang your coat, and then you walk from that area into the living room. Here it's like the door, it's like immediately into this living room or whatever this is. I don't know if that's abnormal or not, but it seems odd to me.
Where are you?
I'll be right back. Just sit.
Yeah, like this seems so he knows something's up. That's why he's standing in the doorway. He's like, why is she like not here greeting me? So he knows something's up. But I bet you there is nothing now that would cause him to like panic and leave. He wants to, like, he'll tell himself anything possible just for the slight chance that this might happen.
Sit at the bar and I'll be right there.
All right, well, I'll be out here.
Yeah, as long as you're waiting in the doorway or outside, there's no way the police can catch you.
Take a seat.
Come here.
What? No, I promise I'll be right back.
No, come here.
I'll be right back.
I wonder, can he actually see her? Like, is she stepping out? It's hard to see from this camera, or we can't see from this camera angle. But I wonder if she's, like, poking her head out and is like, no, just wait, just come on in. Or is he just hear her voice? I don't know.
Here, just wait. Try to be a little patient.
Okay, so even right before Chris walks out at this moment, he'd already closed the door. So I think that was him committing to, okay, I'm going to at least come in.
So I want you to come here.
That's what I thought.
Would you have a seat right over there, please? Okay.
Oh, Jim, you're in trouble now.
What are you doing here?
I just came to hang out, really.
You came to hang out.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's make a list of all his excuses. Number one excuse, he just came to hang out.
And you came to hang out with who?
I had a feeling this was what was going on, honestly.
That's not what Chris asked. Answer his question.
The feeling what was going on?
That this was some sort of setup.
A setup. A setup for what?
I don't know, and I'll be honest.
See, that's the thing is, like, whatever this was a setup, obviously he had suspicions. Most of the guys have suspicions. Like it could, like there's nothing that it could have been then that would have been good. Like if it was some kind of setup, it's either a police setup in which you're going to be arrested and probably go to jail, or it's like parents or just some vigilante group or something setting you up, in which case they might beat the crap out of you or rob you. It might just be someone that wants to just hurt people to do this, and you could be killed. I mean, there's no possible way. If this was some kind of setup, it's only going to be horrible for you. But just their desire to do this is so great. They're like, you know what? It's probably a setup, but I'm going to do it anyway because maybe it's not.
Honest with you, I didn't come here for anything physical. I just was bored.
Okay. Excuse number 2. He was bored.
I'm going through a divorce.
Excuse number 3. He's going through a divorce.
I just wanted to get out of the house.
Excuse number 4. He just wanted to get out of the house.
Honestly.
So you couldn't
And he throws in an honestly.
go to a sports bar to watch a game, or you
I've been
couldn't go
doing
to
that
a
all
gal's
weekend,
house?
man.
And so you thought you'd come here to this house.
I knew it wasn't a good idea from the get-go.
Who did you think you were going to meet here?
Just this kid I've been talking to.
This kid.
I like how he just, first of all, saying kid is just horrible because you're basically admitting to what you tried to do. But he tries to say it so nicely. Just this kid I've been talking to. Yeah, like if I just say it like that, there's no sinister intent behind it. This guy's chat was so aggravating. Like he was grooming, he was manipulating. Like he probably groomed her more than like any other predator, probably like top 5. Everything, he was just like sulking, complaining about his marriage. If she didn't give him enough attention, he would just get all passive aggressive and fine, I guess you don't like me then. And like just all, like he was so annoying on top of all the inappropriate graphic things he said and like showing off his body and just being a general douche.
I know she's a kid.
How old?
13, 14.
Again, they always do that. They always give the 2 numbers. I don't know, 13, 14, 14, 15, 16, 17. No, she's not. And anytime they give that number range, it's usually the lower number that is the true one.
13. And how old are you?
Too old for a 13, 14-year-old.
Too old. And how old is that?
26.
26. And you thought it was okay to come over here to visit a 13-year-old girl home alone?
No, I really didn't.
But you're here.
I know. I don't know why.
What's your name?
My name's Jim.
Jim what?
Do I have to say?
I'm going to find out.
Am I going to get arrested for this?
That's not up to me.
You're going to be a minor celebrity, Jim, so you may as well just get it out in the open now.
Are you going to turn me in?
Again, that's not up to me.
I mean, I really...
Like, are you going to turn me in? Like, if this is not the police, because he doesn't know who this is yet that he's talking to, but most normal adults are going to turn you in. Who's going to know specifically what he intended to do, have the chat log, have all this evidence, catch him in the act of doing it, and then be like, yeah, you know what, just don't do it again. I'm not going to tell anyone. Like, this is the kind of thing you really, just as a responsible adult, are required to report them for. There's actually some jobs, like teachers, which this guy is, that have mandatory reporting. Like they by law have to tell the authorities if they find out this kind of thing's going on. So why would he just think like, nah, we won't tell anyone. Don't worry, your secret's safe with me, Jim. Like, obviously, if they're gonna tell.
Fuck.
What do you do for a living, Jim?
I'd rather not say.
Jim?
And as soon as they say, I would rather not say, everyone's going to assume it's a job working with kids, probably a teacher. It's like, oh, he doesn't want anyone to know that he's a carpenter. Like jobs like that don't involve kids, it's not going to make you look any worse. Finding out your teacher does make you look worse. So we already know what he is.
I'd rather not say.
Why don't you just tell me where you work?
Who do you work for?
I'll get to that in a minute.
No, I'd really like to know. I'm sure I'm on TV or something right now.
You're right about that.
Why don't you just tell me what you do for a living?
I'm a teacher.
You're a teacher. And what grade do you teach?
6th grade.
High school.
6th grade.
Oh, no, it's the 6th grade.
So you teach kids about the same age as the girl you were coming to see.
And obviously being a high school teacher would be extremely creepy as well. But it's just so much worse when he's an elementary school teacher and he's, yeah, like Chris is right. He's basically teaching kids that are the same age as who he's coming over here to do this to.
I wouldn't ever do anything. I don't know why I'm here. Can I?
Well, you're here because you drove here. You talked at length about everything you wanted to do with her, and you talked about coming over. You made plans, and you drove here and walked in the door. How could you say, I don't know why I'm here? Like you were suddenly, possessed, exorcist style, by some unknown entity, and they controlled your body to drive here? No. You made the decision at every single point. You even knew it might be wrong, which means you weighed things out in your head. You knew the possibility it might be a setup. You debated it in your own mind, and then drove here.
Go
No, not just yet.
to the police here?
Again,
Sir, please just tell me.
I have some more questions for you. There's nothing I can do to keep you here, but I have some more questions for you.
Are the police here?
Yeah, clearly that's his main concern. His main concern isn't the harm he was going to do or how his life wound up like this. He's like, are the cops here? Are you going to report me? Am I going to be in trouble? Am I going to lose my job? He's only concerned about himself.
I have to talk to you about some of the things that you said on the internet.
Okay.
You were on your webcam, showing off in front of this 13-year-old girl.
Yeah, this guy just went from like one extreme to the other. He would just brag about himself and showing off his so-called abs and all this stuff and just being generally gross and talking about how cool he is in his cool car. And then in the next moment, he would just be like crying and whining about his pathetic divorce and how his life is going down the toilet and like expecting sympathy from the decoy.
I know.
And the conversation you had with this girl
It was bad. I know. I don't know why. I need help.
You're cute too. Definitely have a pretty face.
Yeah, he's throwing out the "I need help" thing. I just hate that. I hate that whole talk. And I mean, whatever. If you want to, if you punish these predators and put them in prison, you also want to give them some kind of counseling and whatever. I mean, go for it. But it's not an alternative to punishment, and that's what a lot of them see it as. They're like, I need help. I have an illness here. I'm not a bad person. There's no difference between me and someone with cancer. You should help me, not punish me. It's basically their way of like, I don't want to get punished. I don't want to go to jail for this because that would suck. So I'll just go to counseling, once a month or whatever, and that way life can continue as normal, and they don't have to change their actions. It's like it doesn't work like that. But he's already thrown that out. I need help. I need help to stop doing this. If you can't control your actions to the point where you're attempting, and even some of them do harm children, you're beyond the point of just getting help. It's not an illness. It's something that you decide to do.
For jailbait. Laugh out
I knew
loud.
it was wrong. I knew it was wrong. I'm sorry.
I could be your teacher. Would you flirt with me? She says wink at you and stuff. Hee hee, okay. Cute.
And just like the brazenness of it, like he even tells her that he's a teacher, and Chris even knows what school he works for. So I can't remember, but does he tell the decoy in the chat what school he works at? Like, what if she tells all her friends? What if her parents find her phone and find her talking to a guy whose name is James, who is a teacher at this particular school? It would just be traced back to him so quickly. Like, why would he tell her? Why would he need to even tell her his job? Like, he shouldn't be talking to her to begin with, but like, how could he do all this and expect not to get caught?
Like that. I'd be flattered. Not like that's a bad thing. Innocent enough.
I knew I shouldn't have come. I knew I shouldn't have come. I'm sorry, man. I knew it.
And like, what are you apologizing for? You knew what you intended to do. And yeah, he's probably right. His brain was probably screaming at him, don't do this. This is a setup. There's so many things wrong with this. This isn't real. Turn around. Stop doing this. And he just ignored it. He just suppressed those thoughts and just drove over here. And then says he didn't intend to do anything. Like, if he didn't intend to quote do anything, why wouldn't he have just turned around? Like, if he was going to get nothing out of this, like he's going to just travel for like hours, this long drive, sitting there thinking and intend to do nothing, like why go through with it? We've heard people say this before, that if a guy is willing to drive this far, put this much effort into this kind of encounter, he definitely wants something more than just sitting there and talking, because they were doing that over the phone and over video and over chat anyway. So like, obviously we know he's lying, but but he's also just lying to himself that he didn't have any intentions.
What school do you teach at, Jim?
I'm not going to tell you. You're going to find out. I'm going to get arrested, I'm sure.
How about St. Margaret of York?
That's it.
Is that right? Do you coach too?
Not anymore, apparently.
You say, I guess I'd like to kiss you.
And just his sarcastic little comments. Not anymore, apparently. Like, shut up, Jim.
You say, I guess I'd kiss you too then.
Look, dude, I know what I said.
You do not get to lay down the law, James. You do not get to slap your hand on the table and tell Chris Hansen what to do. You just sit there politely and answer his questions.
I shouldn't have said it. My life just ended completely.
Well, it didn't really end. It just changed drastically.
Why did you do it?
I don't know.
What do you mean you don't know?
I have
You're
no
grown
damn
up.
clue. This was the stupidest thing I've ever done.
He's like, I have no clue why I did this. Well, like Chris always says, the only reason you want to do it is because you wanted to do this with a girl of this age. Like that's the nice way of putting it. But you know what? You know exactly why you want to do this. There's only one reason to do it. There's only one reason people do anything, right? Why did you go and fill your car up with gas? Because I wanted to fill the car up with gas because I needed to drive it. There's nothing more complex than that. Why did you drive over to this house after having a graphically sexual conversation with a girl of this age? Well, I don't know why I wanted to come over. It's for that exact reason. It's the reason that you stated you wanted to do over and over and over again in this chat. He's trying to make it more complex, like there's another side to consider other than everything he wrote in this long, graphic, really annoying chat. He totally, like all these guys, they spill out exactly what they want to do, drive over, and then deny that they're going to do it.
Just end it, man. This is...
Where are you most ticklish? All over. Oh my
Look,
God.
dude,
Ah,
I don't
nice.
care. I know what I said. You don't need it for your
You
TV
don't care?
audience. I know that. No. All right, let me phrase that.
Don't stand up, Jim. Don't try to be tough.
Please
I
sit
do.
down.
No.
I'd like you to sit down, please.
I know you would.
We're on night, you just come out and shove him back into that stool.
I mean, I know what I said. I
It
don't
gets
care.
a lot worse.
He's just trying to have like the final word. Like, okay, look, I know what I said. That's it. I'm guilty. Let it be done with. And then Chris Hansen just continues on. And this goes on for like another half hour.
Yeah, I know. And I don't want to get into that. If I'm going to be arrested, just please have me arrested.
I just want to be arrested, but I don't want to have to be confronted with all the evidence of what I said. Like, this is obviously going to come out in court. This is going to be, your chat log is going to be released on the internet. People are going to be studying it and rereading it and judging it for decades to come. This is now out in the open, Jim.
I need help, obviously.
Do you do this often?
No, this is the first time I've ever done it.
He's like, I need help. No, you do not need help. You need punishment. You did something horrible. You need to be punished.
This is the first time. You know, because I've heard that a lot.
I'm sure you have. I'm sure I'm probably not the
Seems
first
like
guy to do this.
everybody who comes into this house says it's their first time.
I'm sure they do.
So, what were you going to do with this 13-year-old girl?
I wasn't really going to... I mean, I called her earlier and said, I'm not really comfortable with this. I didn't, and she kept saying, come on, I'll just hang out. I didn't want to do anything.
But you did get in the
I
car
don't
and
know
drive
why.
here from
The whole
Cincinnati.
damn way, I was thinking, what am I doing? Why am I just not going home?
Like, does he think this is a defense and it's going to garner some kind of sympathy for him that he's like, in my mind, I knew this was wrong. I was telling myself I shouldn't be doing this. Like, so he's basically saying, hey, everyone listening to this, I'm on your side. I agree with you. I should not be doing this. But he's still doing it. So, like, he's trying to say whether there's, like, he's possessed or something. Like, there's something else inside of him controlling his actions that he's trying not to do it, but this other side of him is forcing him to do it. Like, some kind of split personality bullshit. It's like, no, he wanted to do it, so he did it. The only difference, and I believe him that he was part of him was telling him not to do this, but that was his big brain, his top brain, whatever the hell you want to call it, this logical side that was telling him not to do it. But if you don't listen to that and continue doing the horrible thing anyway, that's even worse. Like, knowing it's wrong and telling yourself you should not be doing this and you do it anyway, that's like even worse than just not understanding that it's wrong and doing it. So how is this even a defense?
But still, you
Yeah,
drove
I did.
here,
I
you
don't
got out,
know
you knocked on
why.
the door, and you walked in.
I know, I didn't want to.
And you're all anxious. Wanting to see the girl?
She just said, I'm just going to watch a movie. And I said, well, what the hell? I'll sit there and watch a movie with her.
Want to make out?
Look,
Sure.
dude, I mean, I'm sure the police are probably here. I'm going to go.
Right now, I totally do it.
You want to know why I was doing all that? Honestly?
Yeah.
I am going through a divorce. My wife Thursday told me she was leaving me.
Can't understand why. And he's like told me Thursday, kind of like this came about suddenly. I've never been married, but I highly doubt that divorces are something that is made like in a split second. It's not like everything's fine and then she's like, you know what? I want to divorce you. This had probably been building for a long time. And the fact, I mean, he's only 26, so I doubt he was married. He hasn't been married for like 30 years or anything. He's probably been married for a short time. So it was probably soon into the marriage that this started building. And there was probably arguments and stuff. She probably even brought up her issues. I'm assuming that it's all his fault, because guaranteed it was. She was probably bringing up these issues, things that he was doing, and he just would argue and keep doing them, and she would give him another chance, and they'd make up, and then it would happen again, and finally it just got to the boiling point where finally she left him. And then he's like, she just told me on Thursday that she was leaving. So I started up this chat, which coincidentally started happening before Thursday. So he'd been talking to this girl for like 3 weeks before his wife said she was divorcing him, and then he uses her saying that as an excuse for doing this, even though he was already doing it. Like, it's a long way of saying it's all his fault and it's not an excuse.
I don't know what spawned this. I mean, I was just in an Ohio chat room, an adult chat room, and this was a week or so ago, and she started talking to me.
Yeah, but that doesn't make it right for you to have this kind
I'm
of...
pretty sure it was longer than a week, but could be wrong. But I think people figured out that he'd been talking to her before the divorce happened.
And I shouldn't have.
Look,
I guess
divorce is tough. Everybody gets that.
Yeah, I'm not gonna.
Nobody's going to make fun of that, right?
Well,
okay, it's not
on
good.
top of that, what kills me right now, on top of the fact that I just blew that part of my life, and I don't even know you, I don't know why I just ruined the rest of my life. I just lost my job as a teacher. I'm probably going to go to jail. I'm not going to survive in jail. For what? For what?
For what?
I don't know.
Do you have an issue with the internet? Do you have a compulsion, an addiction?
I think I do. I mean, it's not...
I mean, help me to explain.
I don't know.
Help me to understand.
I've thought about this a lot for years. Maybe I should just stop. Maybe I should get counseling. Maybe I should get help. And now I thought, well, it's not that big a deal. I've never taken it to this step. I don't know if this week has just pushed me over the edge.
Look, you're not the first guy to have an issue with the internet and sexually charged conversations.
And this is not, like, Chris brings this up all the time, like, are you addicted to the internet kind of thing? This is not an internet issue. Like, pretty much every person in the world uses the internet. It's, that in itself is not bad. It's not an addiction. And chatting with people, talking to people is not an addiction either, because that's, like, pretty much the way most people communicate these days is over the internet somehow. Those are not the issue. It's who he's talking to and the things he's talking to them about. That's the problem.
I know.
Addictions and compulsion.
It's not.
I mean, we see it a lot.
Instead of me being arrested, is there some way you can help me?
Well,
he's basically saying, I don't want to be punished for this, so just some other bullshit like counseling or whatever, something that's not really it's not going to punish for him. It's not even going to stop him. It's just a way for him to look like I'm getting help for this. I'm doing the right thing. But guaranteed, he would just keep doing it. He would just keep doing it, even though he was getting the help.
I don't know that I can do that.
I mean, will you give me some of the information here and tell me what exactly is going on?
You want to know what's going on?
I bet you at this point here, Chris thought, like, I'm going to tell him I'm from NBC, and he's probably going to just head out the door. Instead, it goes on for like almost another half hour.
Do you ever watch television? Do you ever watch Dateline NBC?
Oh, damn, I've seen one of these.
You've seen one of these.
You know, that was one of the reasons I thought, why am I doing this? This could be a setup.
But let me get this straight. You've actually seen our previous programs on computer predators.
I didn't think I was a predator. I wasn't.
Like, what did you think you were? Like, how could you do something like this? He even admitted that he knew he shouldn't be doing it. He knew it was wrong. How could he be doing it and not think he's a predator? He even admits soon that he's seen these shows before. So he's aware that these people are referred to as predators. He thinks what they're doing is wrong. He knows what he's doing is wrong, but thinks he's not a predator. How could he possibly think that? How could he possibly justify in his mind that he's somehow a good guy?
out. I wasn't coming up here for anything physical. I know I talk. Look, that was like fantasy. That was like fantasy.
I know, but everybody says that. But what's going to happen if I'm not here and the 13-year-old girl is? You got all charged up by seeing this gal on the webcam.
I know.
That's also kind of gross too that they made Emily like talk to him on the webcam. I think she had to like show her belly button or something. I don't know if they like forced her. I don't think they would force her to do it, but just the fact that she had to do that is just gross. I think Jim was like showing his abs or whatever, and he's like, "Show me yours," or he wanted her to like flash him. And obviously they weren't going to do that, but they settled on just show your belly button. And it's like, oh man, you're just traumatizing a real girl on top of the fictional girl that you were trying to traumatize.
Could I kiss you anywhere?
I'm sorry.
That'd be fun.
Man,
You
I know
could
it's on
point and I'd
TV.
kiss it.
Can I go?
Look, there's nothing I can do to keep you here.
I'm sure you're going to turn this into the police, right?
Well,
I'm going to be on TV.
That's not up to me. I mean, we're doing a story.
He keeps bringing that up because that's his primary concern, is having to face consequences for what he's doing.
You've seen the stories before. Didn't you think, after seeing the previous stories,
I did,
that maybe this is something I shouldn't do?
That's why I didn't want to come. I really, deep down.
What does that mean, I didn't want to come? If you didn't want to come, you wouldn't be here right now. You absolutely wanted to come. You were excited about coming.
Thought this is the stupidest idea. I don't know why I'm here.
But
I know.
Nobody was twisting your arm.
You're right. You're right. You're 100%
You're
right.
a grown-up.
Yeah.
Yeah, this was all his choice. He was not enticed to come over. He was not tricked. He was not forced. It was all his decision.
I don't feel like one right now. I feel like an idiot.
And when he says that, like, yeah, I knew I shouldn't have come, I feel like an idiot, it's not because he's now realizing, like, how wrong it was what he was trying to do. It's the fact that he's telling himself he knew it was a sting, and he's just upset that he got caught. He feels stupid because he fell for the trick. That's why he feels stupid. If this was not a setup and this was a real girl, he would not feel like an idiot. He would not regret coming over. He would not be wondering why he's there. He would just be thrilled that he could do everything he wanted, and he would walk away a happy man that he got away with it. It's only because he's caught, and now he's just surrounded by people. There's people watching on YouTube. That's the reason he feels bad.
I mean, I'm just trying to understand how it gets to this point. You even acknowledge it's wrong here, but I don't want either of us getting into trouble.
I know. I knew I could get in a lot of trouble for this. I don't know why I'm here.
You talk about
Stupid.
parking around back. I'm so freaking horny.
Yeah, I know.
And the thing is, like, the more he stands there, the more Chris is going to read from the chat, which means the more embarrassed he's going to be, the longer this video is going to be, and just the more watch time the world is going to spend staring at him. So he's just like digging himself deeper and deeper into a hole the more he talks.
You know, if you had me naked, I'd want more, right? Yeah, I would too.
Look, man, you don't have to read it. Your TV, everybody that's watching this knows.
No, he has to read it. Just be quiet and let him read it, Jim.
Why I'm here.
They should make Jim read it. Chris Hansen should be like, you know what? I'll play the decoy. You play yourself. Let's just read through the entire chat right now.
Stupid. I wasn't really going to do anything.
I know, but that's
But I
hard
know,
to square
I know.
with what you said
I
here,
know.
Jim.
I really know.
And everybody who comes in says, I really wasn't going to do anything.
Not
And if
surprised.
you're going to have
And
this
they're all lying.
conversation and then come over here and a 13-year-old girl is home alone,
I shouldn't have done it. I don't know what I'm here for.
the other issue, well, it sounds like what you're here for is
Well,
to have sex with a
I
13-year-old
wasn't
girl.
going to have sex with her.
Yeah. Chris is right. That is a blatant way of putting it. That's exactly what he wanted to do.
Look, give me a Bible. I swear to God.
You know, a lot of people have had religious conversions.
Yeah, we saw Kevin Westerbeck sitting in that same stool with a little bit of difficulty, I should add, but but sitting on that same stool, also claiming he's a religious person. That does not mean you're a good moral person. It has absolutely nothing to do with what kind of person you are. Being religious or not is a separate issue. Doesn't mean you're good. It doesn't mean you're bad. but trying to use it as a defense is ridiculous.
After walking in here.
Oh, I'm sure, and I'm not that religious of a guy.
And the other...
I'll tell you this.
Well, maybe you should be. Maybe if you went to church, you would just like meet other people, and you could meet other grown women, and you would just know other people and have things to do other than this.
I might have kissed her. I wouldn't have done anything else.
That's horrible. Like, that's still a crime. Does he really expect people are going to be like, oh, okay, now if he's being honest and he was only going to kiss her, then he's as long as it's nothing creepy, I guess he's an okay guy after all. He's now free from consequence. We know exactly what you intended to do. Just admitting to like a little bit of what you're going to do, like the first couple steps, that doesn't help.
You might have kissed her.
Might have. I know I shouldn't.
And where's that going to lead once you start kissing?
Yeah, exactly. If he's alone with her, there's no way he's going to stop at that.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have let it. I'm honest with you right now.
I wouldn't have let it. Like, he's going to be the one in charge. Yeah, we're going to trust Jim. We're going to trust the predator who had this conversation and then drove to the house. We're going to trust him to be the one to decide to make sure this isn't going to go too far.
I know nobody watching's going to believe I wouldn't have done anything else. She is a kid. I knew that when I was...
Yeah, no one's going to believe it. If you're doing something and the entire population of the earth doesn't believe you, maybe they're right. Like, these guys try to pretend like they're the one guy out of all these hundreds of predators. They're the one guy who was not going to do this. Even though they're caught in the exact same situation, doing the exact same thing, all the other guys are bad. They're evil. Not them, though. They were not going to do this stuff, even though they said they were going to do it.
Coming up here, I wasn't going to do anything. I'm an adult.
You're a teacher.
Like, everyone wants to be the hero in their own life. I get it. But for these guys to think that somehow they're different than the other guys, normal people, good people that have no intention of doing this are never going to get caught on To Catch a Predator.
Yeah, I know.
That's a position of trust and leadership in the community. You know how kids think. You know it's a very emotionally charged time for them.
I'm not a teacher anymore.
I mean, you're equipped to take advantage of somebody that age should you choose to do so. And by coming here today, it certainly appears as though that's exactly what you were trying to do. Divorce or not, computer problem or not. The experts tell us that, okay, the guy may say, I'm not going to do it this time. Maybe not the next time. But sometime it's going to happen.
Exactly. We've heard that before. Like Thomas Shin, he's like, "Oh, we're not going to do that today, but maybe next time." Like it's the same thing. There's no way that these guys are going to insert themselves into this young person's life, especially someone who's like a dominating groomer like him. He would just be sending her like 100 messages a day, just constantly talking to her, just involved in every aspect of her life, trying to boss her around, telling her what she can do, what she can't, who she could talk to, who she can't, and then just trying to meet up with her as much as possible. There is absolutely no way that he's going to be that big of a part of her life like he has been and not do anything physical and wait 5 years until she turns 18 before doing it so it'll be legal. There's no possible way. There's a slight chance that maybe this first meeting he would not have done anything. Still don't believe it, but I mean there is a slight possibility. Maybe he would have just been too he wouldn't have the nerve yet to do it. He was worried about being caught. But if he came over a second time, there's absolutely no way that he wouldn't eventually initiate physical contact. There's just no way.
You're right.
I am right, Jim.
Talk to you off camera?
I can't do that. I'm sorry. What's the
Do you guys have any help for me?
There are a number of ways to get it.
Yeah, see, he's trying to pretend like, see, I'm being proactive here. I'm trying to fix the problem by asking for help. I'm trying to be a good guy. I'm realizing I have a problem. Where that is not his intention at all. His intention is, I don't want to go to jail or be arrested. So if they say, okay, here's a number to call to get some counseling, he could be like, okay, I'm going to do that. I'm free to go now. And then obviously he wouldn't even go to the counseling unless it was forced. And he could just continue doing this. We've seen guys go to prison and get released and still do this kind of thing. So just getting counseling or getting, quote, help is not going to help at all.
Help, and we're going to get into that in the story. We've got into it in some of the past stories.
Is there any way to keep myself off of this?
Like, help is like, okay, you have a problem with alcohol or something like that, where you're not necessarily like harming other people, but it's damaging to you and your loved ones still. Okay, you can get help to overcome that problem. If you're at the point where you're trying to assault innocent people, especially children, if you reach that level, you're beyond help. It's a crime. Like, this is one of the worst crimes out there. This is like worse than robbery, and we don't get help for robbery. If you rob a bank at gunpoint, you can't say, "Oh, I just need help." It's like, no, you did a horrible crime. You got to go to prison.
Then
We've made no decisions as to who's going to be in or out of the store. We're just getting started. So I can't.
If there's some way I do start getting help, I mean, my insurance covers therapy, and that's obviously what I need for obviously more than this issue, but another number of things. Even if it was something you...
See, he's just trying to bargain. He's trying to say, hey, if I just promise I'll get help, can you not tell anyone about this? That's exactly what he's trying to do. He's just trying to bargain.
I just don't... My life's a wreck right now. On top of this, I don't want this to ruin the rest of my life.
He's trying to make it seem as though his life being a wreck is somehow due to some outside factor, where it's not. It's all because of him. It's not like, oh, there was an earthquake and his house was destroyed, and then his family members died tragically, and then his dog ran away and couldn't be found, and then he did this. It's not like bad things happened to him. All the bad things in his life are because of his actions, and I have a strong feeling it's because of his actions due to this behavior. I think I would guess that the reason he got divorced is that he was always chatting online. We found out later that he actually got, this is in Ohio, he got charged here in Ohio, but he also got charged in Indiana, where he's from, for talking to other decoys, other girls there. So this was an ongoing problem, which probably led to his marriage falling apart. So all the bad stuff that's happening in his life is because of him, and it's probably because of him doing this. And now that he does this and gets caught, he's trying to pretend like, oh, don't punish me because my life is going badly. Like, yeah, because you're making it go badly. It's not like he's a good, upstanding guy who did one bad thing. He's just a scumbag who has a history of doing this thing.
Well, I can tell you what. I can give you my card, and you can keep in touch, and we can...
Are the police here? Am I going to be taken out of here in handcuffs right now?
I mean, that's not up to me. But that's my card. I'm sorry, Sprinkle. That's my card.
That's okay.
But if you want to call and stay in contact...
I mean, even if maybe there's...
He's just trying to bargain again. What do you have to offer here, Jim?
I don't know. A way that, without telling the world that I screwed up royally, that you can maybe do hide my identity. I'll even sit down with you, and I can try to get help.
All I can tell you right now is, because we're just getting started with this and we're in the middle of it, all I'm saying is that you can call me. I'll be happy to talk to you as we continue to put the story together, and that's really all I can tell you at this point, because I just don't know.
Well, I'll tell you right now, Jim, you are going to make the final episode. You're going to be famous. You're going to be among the most famous guys on the show. And even this uncut footage is going to be uploaded to YouTube. And then 20 years later, people are still going to be watching it, making commentaries on it. So none of your bargaining worked.
Know how it's all going to shape up. And I'm just being straight with you, that's all. I know. So I can't promise you one thing or another.
I promise you a lot right now.
Well, I understand a lot of people promise.
I know. And you know what? In the last one, I saw that the guy was dumb enough that he came here the next damn day. He went and tried to do it again.
John Kennelly.
I'm not that stupid.
You are. Like, you were talking to multiple decoys. I don't think he's stupid enough to do it the next day. But if somehow he got away with it, if Chris was like, okay, I promise we won't air this as long as you promise to get help, and the police didn't arrest him, he would probably be scared for a little bit, but then he would gradually get back into it. He would start doing it. He would just be more cautious, and then we get to the point where this kind of thing happened again. Either a sting or him actually harming a real person.
I don't know why I'm here. I need help. But you know what, you're right. I'm a teacher. And I don't do it because I'm some pervert. I love teaching. I love kids.
I beg to differ, Jim. I beg to differ.
It's the only thing I've ever loved. I don't know what the hell. I don't know why I'm here. And you asked me if I coach. Yeah, I coach. And not because I was trying to find a damn date or get...
But how do we know that? Like, that's the thing about people that work with kids that do this kind of stuff. Obviously, it's the whole thing's in doubt now. They're gonna have to go to your school and figure out if you've ever done anything bad. And it's like, great, not only is he a teacher, but he's also coaching sports teams. Like, he's around kids all the time. And we can't trust these kind of guys to say, hey, I promise I didn't do it with anyone that I knew for real, because they lie. So obviously everyone's going to just assume he's probably done that. So it's like, I just don't believe him. It's possible that he never touched any of his own kids because, like at his school, because it was too close to home, and the risk of getting caught was too big. But guaranteed, I think there's even they interviewed some of the people from his school, and they were like, nah, like he was kind of creepy and would like leer at the girls and stuff. So even if he wouldn't do it out of fear of getting caught, he was definitely creeping on them, and probably just his inappropriateness, just the way he looked at them, would probably be like pretty obvious to the girls. He'd probably creep them out. He doesn't know what he's doing, but he's not completely innocent.
It's because I like working with those people. I like teaching kids, and I don't know what I'm doing here. I know you've heard this. Hell, I've seen people sit here and say the same stuff.
But what does it say?
It doesn't say much for me. I know.
About the fact that you were suspicious. You had seen our previous stories. Probably got a chuckle out of what happened to some of these guys.
Yeah, and honestly, I sat there and watched and thought, those guys are sick. Why would you do that?
Yeah, I couldn't even imagine the mental gymnastics it would take to justify this in your own mind. To think that somehow everyone else that does this thing is horrible, but then you do that exact same thing but not think it's horrible. Like, what's the difference? And it's not like this guy's chat log, it was no different than the other ones. Like, they all play the same kind of playbook. They all ask the same questions. Are you a virgin? All the other stuff. Like, they all do the exact same things, just slight variations of it. So how could he possibly think that he's so different from the other guys, that he's a good guy doing this and they're not?
And that was what, a month and a half ago? And then here I am.
Yeah. And this isn't like the show was 20 years old and, his personality might have changed over time, or he kind of forgot about it. This was during when To Catch a Predator was a very, very popular show. So this was like fresh on his mind.
What does it say about your issue that you would watch the program,
I don't
pass judgment on the guys in that show, and then show up here yourself?
I'm obviously a hypocrite. I'm sorry, Mr. Hansen. I'm sorry, all you guys. I'm sorry if this doesn't.
These things, if he apologizes, maybe they'll be more likely to show him some mercy and not put this on the air.
I'm sorry.
Like, he really thinks he's going to be able to just leave without consequence, and his school and the entire country, the entire planet, no one's going to find out.
Everybody else that sees this, don't do it. I mean, that's why I said if there's any way I can get help, if I can show you I've gotten help, if I can show...
Again, he's just bargaining. He's just like, can I just get away with this? Can I just do some bullshit, just promise to get help and then you'll let me go? It doesn't work like that.
Show you that it's helping me.
I mean, all I can tell you is that...
And how is he going to show that it's helping him? Like, they're just going to like monitor him at all times and like put some software on his computer to like watch to make sure he's not chatting with anyone? Like, he could easily just keep doing it and just keep it a secret.
Let me know what's going on.
I mean,
like, we've seen a bunch of the predators. If you read the wiki page for a lot of these predators, a lot of them violate their parole, even sometimes years later, because they're not allowed to have any like devices that their parole officer doesn't know about. And so many of them go back to jail because it turns out, I think that might even be what Vincent Ambrosio's back in prison for, is they have a phone or a tablet or an Xbox account or some sort of thing where they're accessing the internet where there might be minors without their parole officer knowing. So obviously, if they want to continue doing this, they'll find ways to sneak around and do it. So just quote, getting help and you can monitor me. Like, none of that matters. He would still try to do it.
That's my number. That's my email.
I mean, how much trouble am I in if you do turn this into the police?
Well, that's
a lot.
That's not up to me.
But and also, like, how could you ask that? How could you not understand the severity of this crime?
I mean, I don't even know.
I mean, all I'm involved in is the story. So
Is anybody here now? Now you guys aren't allowed to get on camera, but
It's like, man, I'm just trying to hold a boom mic. Don't ask me anything.
They're all involved in the story too. The law enforcement part is something that's separate and that I don't control.
I mean, I know I've seen some of them that I could be wrong. I watched bits and pieces of it. We talked about it, and like I said, I thought, what the hell's wrong with these people?
Did you talk about it in school?
Yeah, we talked about it with the other teachers. A lot of us had seen it. And we thought, why would
I bet you Chris is like, are you kidding me? Like, you and your fellow teachers discussed this, and you knew about this show. You knew that there were stings, and then you did it and got caught in the sting.
you do that? We all.
So these stories have been a topic of discussion at the school where you teach.
And then here I am.
And then here you are. What are you going to say to those other teachers?
I don't know. I have no idea. I can't. I don't know what I'll do. I don't want you to think I'm a monster. I'm not. I'm really not. I don't think.
You are.
I didn't think I was anyway. Maybe I am.
But you're here. Drove 2 hours to eat.
Like, I wish Chris would ask them, like, what is the difference between you and the other predators you saw? What makes you think that you're not doing anything wrong when what they did was wrong?
You know,
Plenty of time to...
I was this close, honestly, to just going to the Wright Pat Air Force Museum. I was this close.
Like, that means nothing. If you almost don't commit the crime, that's not an excuse. It just means you did commit the crime.
I thought, what am I doing? Why am I?
That just proves that you knew it was wrong. That's not a defense at all. It doesn't show that you have any sort of moral compass. It shows that you knew it was wrong and did it anyway. That's even worse.
Am I doing this? I thought I'll go there. Or I saw some tourist something on whatever state route I was on. I even thought, hell, while I'm here, I'll go to the place I bought my car here, believe it or not, and see if they've got the key they never gave me.
Like, he's just listing other things that he could have done instead of this, and he's trying to act like it's a defense, how he almost didn't do it. I was thinking I could just drive to the airport and visit Disneyland. I could go see Paris. Yeah, those are other things you could have done, but you didn't do any of those things. You came here instead. So who cares about getting your keys or visiting the Air Force Museum? You didn't do any of those things. You did this.
I had so many things cross my mind what I should be doing. And it's like I was thinking no, but I just did it anyway. I don't know why.
I mean, was it like some...
Can I drink this?
Yes, you may.
I can't.
Like, no, put it down.
Obviously.
And don't eat the chips either. Those are for Kevin Westerbeck.
Are you suggesting that you couldn't control yourself?
Apparently not. I don't know. And I'm not trying to make excuses. I know it sounds like
You're not trying to make excuses. You are making excuses.
that.
And bad ones.
I don't know. I mean, I've always talked to people online, and I've never done anything like this.
What do you mean you've never done anything like this? But after you were caught, the police figured out that you had been chatting to multiple minors, and you faced charges in multiple states. So, obviously, you've been doing this before.
Right. It's like I couldn't control
This is not something that's outside of your personality. It's something that you did repeatedly with multiple people. You had multiple conversations going on that lasted multiple days and weeks.
myself. I'm not trying to make excuses. I don't know if I've just shut down this week. I am about to go through a divorce.
Yeah, you mentioned that, Jim. You mentioned the divorce.
I know I wouldn't be here.
If it wasn't for that.
If it wasn't for that. I can honestly say that because I wouldn't have, wanted to hurt my wife and ex-wife now. And I think maybe I just said, what the hell, I've got...
And if he's willing to violate a young person like this, he's obviously a horrible enough person that he would do things even if it negatively affected his wife. He can't say, I wouldn't want to hurt my wife, because I'm almost positive he was having this conversation. Because I think in his chat, he was talking to the decoy, and at some point in the chat, he says, my wife just told me today that she's leaving me. So that means that he started talking to her before his wife told him that. So the divorce is not the catalyst that caused the chat.
Nothing else to lose right now, and obviously, I really didn't think that one through because I'm pretty sure this is going to cost me the rest of everything I own.
But, you know, you look like a guy who's got it together, who could go out and be social and talk to women your age.
I try.
Have buddies.
I don't know why I'm here. Jesus.
I mean, was it the allure of...
I don't know. I really, honestly, and you're right.
Of some forbidden fantasy? Is that what's going on? I mean, I don't want to put words in your mouth.
You know, I don't know.
I'm not trying to be a hard guy about it.
I know.
But
No, go ahead and put words in his mouth, because what Chris Hansen is saying is way more likely to be true than what Jim is saying.
I'm trying to understand it, that's all.
I know. I don't, you know what, I wish I understood it. I don't know if it was, like you said, just because it was forbidden, or, I don't know. I wish I could tell you.
Because the law is very clear on a 13-year-old.
Yeah.
I mean, just the chat.
Probably wasn't a good idea.
Illegal.
Is it really?
Against the law.
Just to talk to somebody? I mean,
really? You mean I can't say all that disgusting stuff to a minor? What? Really? You mean at some point people decided this is wrong? What kind of country do we live in? Like, how could you not know that's wrong?
To solicit for sex.
But I wasn't soliciting for sex.
I know, but I'm not the prosecutor. I'm not the police. But I'm just saying, you know what you said. It was sexually
we
charged.
turn in all this stuff two and two.
We're really gathering this for a story. Law enforcement does what law enforcement does. We do what we do.
So you just give them like that? And say
I personally don't. I mean, we use this for the story, and you know that the law enforcement part of it is something totally separate.
Chris Hansen should be like, yeah, I will personally hand this over to the chief of police, and I'll even highlight the best parts for him.
Like I said, my life is pretty much going to right now, and I hate the fact that I just made an even bigger mistake and probably just cost myself everything else. My friends, trust, my job. I just want to get help, and I know that's probably not going to happen. But I wish I could, well, I wish I wouldn't have done something stupid like this, but I wish I could just find help.
Well, help is out there.
I know. That's why I wish, I mean, and if I don't end up in jail, I hope I don't end up in jail for this stupid mistake. I don't want to throw away my life for something.
Have you ever gone to visit somebody who's underage before?
No.
Have you ever chatted with somebody who's underage before on the internet?
I have, and like I said, I don't know if it was just the kind of allure and the fantasy.
So how many times do you figure you've done that in the past?
Oh, I don't know. I mean, the internet's been around since I was that age. And I guess as I grew up, I just, I would chat and things like that.
It has nothing to do with the internet. It doesn't matter if the internet was around before you were born or anything like that. You're not allowed to do this crime while on the internet. Someone born today, 26 years from now, even if the internet's been around for half a century or more, is still not allowed to do this. What does that make a difference?
Probably more than I should have. I don't know. But, I mean, no, I know you said, and I saw it on the damn show, every one of them walked in, and I'm sorry, I'll watch my language. Every one of them walked in.
Yeah, you better not swear, because that would be immoral, Jim.
I've never done this, and I'm sure some of them had. I really haven't. I don't know why.
What does he mean hasn't done this before? Like, maybe this is the first time he's actually traveled to meet someone of this age, but it's not the first time he's been trying it, because he's been chatting them up.
Did it?
Multiple people.
But you have chatted with underage kids?
But never with the intention that I was really going to do something. And then today it was like...
But these conversations were sexual in nature?
Yeah, sometimes. And that's one of the things, like I said, I think it was before these guys even came out. And I know it was, actually. I've thought many times, how do I stop this? How do I get... And I guess, not like this isn't embarrassing as hell, but I was always just too embarrassed to even go talk to a counselor or talk to a therapist and say, look, I think I've got a problem. Here's what I do. Why? How do I fix this? How do I help myself?
I mean, how often do you figure that you've talked to somebody who's underage?
This age, not. I mean, like I said, I was in an adult room. I was talking to people that were 20, 25.
So now he's trying to, like, project the blame onto the decoy. Like, I was in an adult room talking to adult people. It's not my fault that a minor came into the room and I started chatting them up and then got really graphic with them and then drove to their house. But, like, shut up, Jim. It's not an excuse.
And I was just clicking on random names and, you know, just chatting with girls, guys. I mean, not sexually usually. And I clicked on hers and we started talking, and I even think at first I was like, oh, I was a little young, and I know I've been trying not to do that. I really have. I thought, well, it's innocent enough. We're just chatting about stupid stuff, whatever, no big deal. I mean, I do the same thing at school.
But it almost appears, if you look at this, like there was a grooming process. Like you were trying to
I remember you said that, and I've examined, do I do that? I mean, is that what I'm doing when I'm on?
When did you examine this? You just got caught like 20 minutes ago. So you're telling me that you examined your own chat as you were having it to determine whether or not you're grooming a young person? If you have to examine your own actions to figure out if what you're doing when talking to a minor is grooming, guaranteed it is.
Yeah. I remember hearing that and thinking, is that me? Is that what I'm doing?
Yeah.
I didn't think of it like that. I don't know how many studies there have been on how, obviously,
They don't really need to do studies on it. People could just look at the chat. There's no one that's going to look at this chat and be on the fence about whether or not it's appropriate. It doesn't matter if there's studies. I mean, there could be about how many people do this or whatever. But no one's going to look at this. Even if this is the first time this happened in the history of humanity, was this chat, it's still wrong. People would look at it and be like, what the hell? This is horrible. How could he say that he's examining it? He's really considering his own actions, wondering if what he's doing is grooming, wondering if it's wrong. But the fact that he showed up means that he ultimately decided it's not what I was doing. What I'm doing is okay. And then he came to do it anyway.
Something I didn't think I was.
I think this guy is much more evil than people give him, than people really admit. I know a lot of us TCAP fans really despise this guy, but I bet you there's people out there that they don't think he's like as bad as he is.
But as a teacher, obviously you read the stuff about making sure kids don't fall prey to stuff like this.
I don't. In
right?
school, I've never ever crossed that line. Ever. I've never even considered it when I was with kids.
But I'm not even suggesting that. What I am
I'm suggesting that.
Suggesting is, as a teacher, you're exposed to the material that explains how this can happen, what to look for in your students to make sure they don't fall prey.
Yeah, like he has a behind-the-scenes look at this kind of thing. Like no adult anywhere should be doing this. But teachers are aware of this. They work with kids. They are aware that this kind of abuse happens. So they I'm not a teacher, but I don't know if they have to take courses or something, but somehow they learn like how to spot when this kind of thing's happening. Like what to do if you find out this is happening to a child, like the warning signs to look out for, all this stuff. So they know that. And the horrible ones, like James Rutherford, could use that to their advantage to try to get away with actually doing this to them. Like it's just horrible.
To this sort of thing.
And then he's trying to be like, oh, I don't know why I'm here. And don't worry, I would never do this to the kids I teach. Do you really want, even if that's true, do you want this kind of guy who's, what thoughts are going on in his head? Do you want that kind of person teaching kids? Fuck that.
Here you are involved in this kind of activity.
God, I don't know how I'm going to tell anybody. I wish I didn't have to. Why am I here?
I mean, if you saw the stories and you're up on the material and you realize the danger, that must say something about the allure.
Yeah. It's like the drive to do this is so great that they will ignore red flags. We've had guys see predators getting arrested in the driveway and they still come into the house. Like there's just nothing that could stop them.
At least for you, of this sort of activity. And again, I'm not trying to put words in your mouth. I'm just trying to get it.
I bet you there's some predators that are so stupid and so driven to do this that even after getting busted by Chris Hansen, if they found another decoy like the same day in the same house, would just like come back to the same house if the decoy told them, don't worry, Chris Hansen, all of them are gone. Now there's no one here. They would probably come back again. And part of it is stupidity, but part of it is just the drive to do it overrides any sort of common sense.
I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is about. Oh, Jesus, I don't know. I really don't know. I don't know why.
And it's weird too because I mean, everyone like is usually involved in some sort of romantic sexual relationship. It's a part of life. Pretty much everyone, whether you're into women or men or whatever, you still have control over your actions and you still have some sort of reason. And even if you're single and horny, I've even seen people in the comments that are like, yeah, there's no way I would drive like 5 or 6 hours just to meet some woman, like regardless of how attractive she was, because you have some kind of self-control. Like, and it's just there is a reason where it's like, you know what, like this is not worth me leaving the house at midnight to drive for 5 hours to meet some girl. Like there's a lot of people that just wouldn't do that because even though they have a sexual drive, like most people do, they're able to control it and make sure that their actions are appropriate and not ridiculous. They're not going to do stuff that's just going to get them fired. Like there are people that do, bad things, but most people have control over it. So it just seems like so many of these predators, like Chris even brought up, is it the allure of the forbidden fruit or the forbidden fantasy kind of thing? Like, is it just that doing this hugely immoral and illegal thing is just so enticing? Just the idea of the experience to them is so desirable that they're just willing to sacrifice anything and go to any lengths, just drive super far, put themselves at any risk just to do it. Like that is, it's horrible. Like how does your mind get to that place? Like it's beyond me.
Why I did it. Like I said, I've never ever crossed a line like that with a person that I was a student, ever. Not even thought about it. I guess maybe it was just like online, it was like they weren't real.
It's all pretend.
That's kind of what it feels like, I think.
But it was real when you walked in that door.
Oh, yeah. And I mean, like I said,
it's definitely real now that you're surrounded by Chris Hansen and a film crew and millions of people watching.
Haven't there been 2 of these? Or just 1?
3.
3? I'd seen them. I knew that was a possibility. And I thought, why would I throw my life away for this? And I just kept driving.
And like, as much as I despise this guy, I think there is like an element of truth to that, what he's saying that. Like, I think a lot of it, he's lying, he's exaggerating, and all the other stuff. He's not being totally honest. But I think he really did think that way. He knew this was wrong. He was questioning it. He just kept doing it. Like, I bet you that's true. But that's horrible. That's a sign of someone that can't control their actions. Those people shouldn't be allowed to live in society. People that are willing to commit horrible crimes and harm people because they just can't help themselves. That is bad.
I don't know why. I wish I could tell you. I wish I could tell America. I wish I could tell everybody that I'm going to have to tell.
What do you say to other men your age who are now in chat rooms talking to girls? Underage girls. What do you say to them?
What would I say, having been here?
Yeah.
Why are you doing this? I
No, it's not why are you doing this. It's like, don't do it. Just that's it. Don't. If you're ever tempted to ever go down this path, don't. There's no way around it. There's no, well, maybe if or but as long as you no, none of that. Just absolutely don't. Do not chat with a minor.
And I can't say I don't feel really hypocritical, but I would be like, look, you need to step back and figure out what your intentions are.
Wait, is he just trying to use soft language to talk about this? You're going to have to step back and figure out what your intentions are. No, you know what your intentions are. If you're trying to do this, your intentions are bad. Just don't do it.
Is this worth it?
No.
And for what? I mean, I'm serious.
Well, it's worth it for us as viewers because we get to bust you. So in a way, I'm glad these predators did this because there was no real person to be harmed. So I'm glad they did it because we were able to catch them and put them in prison.
I know that doesn't look good. Honestly, on the way, I thought, you know what, I'll just...
And what is it with these predators saying honestly? They say honestly and then say something that is blatantly dishonest.
Just hang out, watch a movie, go home.
It's a long way to drive to hang out and watch a movie.
You're right, and I know it, like I said.
Yeah, who the hell does that? These guys act like driving for hours to another state just to hang out, just to meet someone, maybe watch a movie, watch a sports game. Like that's normal behavior. Like that's something that people do. Like that is ridiculous.
It doesn't look good. It's
like I'll fly across the country to visit family, for something, things like that. But I'm not gonna drive for hours just to meet someone I barely know that I met on the internet.
Sounds like I'm just full of BS. But I thought,
it's just BS talk.
She's a kid. She's half my age. I'm not gonna do something like that to her. And
like, how could he say that? Like, no one believes him.
I know. I mean, everybody out there is gonna think I'm full of it, but
yeah,
that's really the.
If everyone out there, if literally every human being on Earth that hears this thinks you're full of shit, they might be onto something. You probably are.
Way up here, back and forth again. Why should I just turn around? Should I go somewhere else? Should I just go, pull over and cry because my life's crap right now? And
oh, shut up, you whiner. But yeah, he's right. You could do literally anything else. Like you could do. These guys act like this is like the only thing you could do. Well, I was bored. I've been going to bars all week. Okay, well, going to a sports bar is not your only option of things to do. There's so many things to do in the world. Like it's not like these are the two choices.
And then here I am.
And one cameraman's like, "This is not worth it. I'm not getting paid enough. I'm leaving."
But what would I say? I don't know. Why are you here?
That boom guy should just rest the mic on the table just so he doesn't have to hold it like that.
Have you really thought about this? Have you thought about the consequences for yourself? Have you thought about the consequences if you guys weren't here?
What could have happened?
See, he's trying to pretend like he's on our side, like he's understanding, like, wow, I think about the consequences for the girl. Yeah, think about that. You should have thought about that instead of coming over.
Even if it hadn't been this, even if nothing had happened, I could have messed her life up. I mean,
and you would have. I bet you, even after this, if there was a way that he could find this girl, another girl, someone, and not get caught, not get exposed, he would do it. So it doesn't matter how much he realizes this is a problem, he would just do it.
You know how vulnerable.
Once they've gotten to this point where they're willing to have an ongoing chat for days or weeks on end, especially when they're talking to multiple underage people, and they admit that they've been doing this pretty much their entire adult life, and it's escalated to the point where they're driving for hours to another state to visit someone to actually do it, they're kind of past the point of no return. They can't pretend like, oh yeah, I wasn't actually going to do it. You've been fantasizing about this for years. You even got a job and I bet you he purposely became a teacher just to be around them. So maybe he hasn't actually touched any of them. I don't know, but I have my doubts. But I mean, even if that's true, we really trust this guy. He's only 26. He's going to be a teacher till he's 65. And we have to trust that in that entire time, he's never going to do anything. Like this guy's a lot worse than he's letting on.
Well, a 13-year-old kid can be. You got him in
like
your
I said, I don't know if it was the internet. Like I said, I think something about it, even when I was that age, it was like it wasn't real. I'm talking to people that it's...
But the thing is, you were not, like, you were talking and seeing each other over video. So you still, even though you were seeing an actual human being, you still didn't think it was real?
It's people you don't know. You can chat about politics or cars or sports or obviously sex.
I wonder which one of those he talked about the most. You didn't talk about politics with this girl, you idiot.
But it's like it's not real. If they get mad or you get mad at them, you never have to see them again. And I don't know.
And I've brought this up before, and I've even seen people talking about this in the comments recently, like how stupid it is to think that talking to someone like over chat, like over text, somehow doesn't count towards real life. It does. There's real life consequences. If you say something horrible to someone and then you run into them, how could you can't say, oh, that's only chat, right? Like I get people get bold and they think they're tough online because they don't have to see someone face to face. But if you're talking to someone, your boss or your students or your family or your friends or anyone, and you say something bad, when you show up and they confront you, you can't be like, "Oh, that was just chat. It doesn't count." It absolutely does count.
No,
There are real life consequences and legal consequences for just chatting to someone, as there should be.
what I don't want to sound like I'm making excuses. I don't know
You've done nothing but make excuses. Why stop now?
if it was just that this week pushed me over the edge.
Yeah, this week pushed him over the edge, yet he's already admitted to spending years talking to minors.
And that's why I crossed this line. I really never have. Just
Oh, he considers driving to meet them crossing the line. Sooner or later, if he spent his entire life chatting with multiple minors, like if this divorce is what caused him to do this, as he's claiming, sooner or later in his life something bad would happen, because bad things happen to people. There's all sorts of hardships. He'd get a medical diagnosis. Like something would happen to his family. There'd be some event in the news. Some world event that would be enough to trigger him. Like he's basically saying, if anything goes wrong, I'm going to go and meet a minor. I just need something bad in my life that's gonna make me cross that line. That's horrible.
driven to meet a 13-year-old before. Why would I? But I don't know why I'm here. I don't know what made me do it.
And I wouldn't be surprised if he'd obviously been wanting to meet with them for so long, but now that his wife is like, I'm leaving you. Maybe she's out of the house. He's like, hey, now I have the freedom to do this. Now I can drive. I can leave for another state without having to explain to her where I'm going. No one's looking over my shoulder.
Will you do me a favor? Will you keep me posted?
I will.
All right.
I mean,
That's my number, right?
Mr. Hansen, I'm serious. If
I appreciate that. That's why I asked you to.
I don't, and I know it's not up to you. It's going to be up to your producers. I'm serious.
I like how he's implying that Chris Hansen isn't powerful enough to make decisions.
I'm going to get help.
Again, he's trying to bargain. He's trying to say, if I can prove I'm getting help, can you not rat me out?
I know you hear that probably from every single schmuck that walks through that door, that I'm going to get help. And like I said, I even saw that idiot go out and try it again the next day. I
wonder if John Kennelly was watching this and just like wiping away a tear that James Rutherford's making fun of him.
And I don't know if that's even going to happen. I don't know if I should even go home and call my parents, call my lawyer, call my principal and say, I'm sorry, I don't think I'm going to be able to. I've never thought about it.
Like, does he really think that the decision is his? Like, they're just going to allow him to continue being a teacher and it's up to him to decide if he should quit? They're going to fire you. There's no way. If I remember correctly, I think it was his lawyer that called the school, because you have to. This is not the kind of thing you can keep secret. He just thinks that he could continue being a teacher. No, we're a society, whether it's your lawyer or the police or Chris Hansen, every responsible human being is going to make damn well sure that you do not ever teach again.
With those kids, I never would have crossed that line with any of them, because they're real to me. I see their emotions.
Yeah, like if the young person lives in Ohio or something, then they don't have emotions. Like, what's the difference between the students you see and this girl? You would have eventually, when you drove to her house, you would have seen her in real life and realized that she's a real life human being with feelings and emotions, just like your own students. But you still intended to do all this sexual stuff to her. So stop trying to pretend that there's like a difference between your students and then every other kid in the whole world.
I want to throw that away, and I'm afraid I just did. But if there's any way that I can help you and that...
Chris should be like, give me $1 million. You pay me cash, I'll let you go.
If the police, the prosecutor, your bosses, and I know it's not up to you, could, like I said, even if you'd hide my identity...
But Chris is like, you son of a bitch. How dare you insinuate that I don't have any sort of say or power in the decision-making process of this show? Chris is To Catch a Predator.
You can use my words if you spew my voice. I don't know, and then even do a follow-up. Interview me, I'll start talking to someone. Hell,
You're not that interesting, James. That would be the worst, most boring episode of To Catch a Predator ever. Is talking to James Rutherford with his face and voice obscured, talking about how he's getting help. No one wants to see that. And no one wants to watch that knowing that you got away with this crime just in exchange for doing that. That would not make good television.
sitting here doing it, what could be on national television, I guess I can now do it with a therapist.
You wish you had done it before with a therapist instead of sitting here with me and always television cameras?
Yeah, the time to get help is before you commit the crime. Once you've done this, the help is no longer an option.
Yeah. And you know, I'm not kidding. I've thought about that more than once. I mean, I guess I could have been like the other guys and taken off running.
And if you'd done that, people probably wouldn't know your name. You'd be one of those obscure predators that no one knows about. So that probably would have been in your best interest.
But then I guess I wouldn't have gotten to tell my side of why I'm here.
And I wouldn't be able to do this video for my channel. So thanks, James, for that.
You would have known who I was anyway, and it would have probably been worse. I have thought about... I'll be honest.
By the way, James Rutherford, if you happen to be watching this, please like and subscribe to this channel.
I'll be frank. I mean, since I was probably 20, 21, and of course then, you know, it was, you know, I'm 20, she's 17, I'm chatting to her, no big deal. It was like I kept getting older, and then,
Kids
it's
get
cliche, they got younger, they stayed the same age, and, you know, 99.9% of the people I would even talk to on there are 19, 20, 21 at the youngest.
Who cares if it's 99%? 99% of the time, I don't rob banks. Okay, well, then you're going to get in trouble for the times you do it.
But it was the other ones that I always thought, well, why am I chatting? And the fact that...
I would like to see, like, a list of everyone he spoke with. If he was talking to multiple underage decoys, I have a feeling that he was singling them out. So I highly doubt that he was talking to anyone in their mid-20s or even early 20s. The only times he might is if they started chatting with him first or if there were no underage people available. But the fact that he was talking to multiple underage people, he was seeking them out.
Many a times I thought, I'm married, why am I chatting to women anyway?
Yeah, now that you mention it, that too. This is another reason to show what a scumbag you are.
Maybe I should talk to somebody. And I always thought, I just can't put that out there.
He didn't want to talk to anyone because he didn't want to stop doing what he was doing. Now that he's caught and facing losing his job and going to jail and being exposed, now all of a sudden he's like, I want help. But he didn't want help before because he didn't want to stop doing it. He wanted to continue doing it.
In front of a therapist, I couldn't admit it to myself, and I couldn't admit it to a stranger. And now here I am. I just hope it's not too late for me. I know America, if this makes it on, is going to think that, you know, I should never be within a mile of a kid again. And I'm
yeah. If all of America thinks that, you know, it's a democracy. I think we should go with what America wants rather than what Jim Rutherford wants.
sorry. From the bottom of my heart, I'm sorry. And I've honestly, especially the parents of the kids that are probably going to see this that know me.
Yeah, I wonder if all the teachers watch this, gathered around in the break room or something, the staff room, to watch this.
I've never thought of it.
This would have been the most gossiped topic of conversation ever at that school, guaranteed.
About it with one of them. Never would have done it.
I bet you every teacher was just racing to the school the next day just to be the first one to be able to tell everyone about Jim Rutherford.
I mean, hell, nobody at school even knows except my principal and a couple of my close friends knows I'm getting divorced.
What do you think they're going to say at school?
He's like, only my principal and a couple close friends know I'm getting divorced. Yet he totally spilled it all to this 13-year-old that he was talking to online.
I think they'll be surprised. Because I'm not... This isn't me.
It is you. This is exactly you. You did this.
I don't know. I hope they're surprised. I don't...
But I guess the question that some people...
He's like, yeah, I hope they're surprised. Yet they, on the news, interview girls from your school, students, and they're like, yeah, he was a creep.
might ask is this. If you eventually evolve to the point where you'd come here to meet a 13-year-old girl after this kind of conversation, at what point do you suddenly become interested in kids in the school you teach?
Yeah, exactly. Well put, Chris. This only would have escalated. And Jim is still young enough that he has a long career. It's not like he's 62 and, you know, he's getting towards the end of his teaching career and may not have access to kids after this. he's still young. If what he showed up to today was real and he had have done it and gotten away with it, he would have kept talking to that girl. He would have been emboldened to continue reaching out to more underage people. He would have met up with more of them. He would have kept doing this. And eventually, once he was so confident that he could get away with it, there's no way that he could go the next 40 years without trying something with his own student or his own, like he's a teacher and he's a coach. Sooner or later, he would figure out a way, we've seen it before, to be alone with one of his students and something would happen and repeatedly happen if he got away with it. And then he would have done it with more students, like guaranteed. He's already basically admitted that this has been escalating since the time that he was a young adult. And he's talking to multiple people. There's no way he can't even control his own actions. So we're going to trust him to not let it go too far when it's already gone this far? There's absolutely no way he would not have done something.
Ryan, it's a legitimate question.
That's why I want help. Maybe, I don't know, you've seen this a lot of times. What do I do now?
We'll take care of it. You have to do nothing. We'll arrest you and take you to jail. There's really nothing that you can do.
Well, I'm not in the business of giving.
You're not a person that gives
psychiatric advice, but I think if you were to inquire anywhere, just like you would if you were feeling you were ill in any other way, they would probably help you.
Yeah, just Google it. Like if you're using the internet so much, you could just look up. Like if you actually wanted help, you could just look it up online and figure out where to get it. Type in the name of your city and psychiatrist or psychologist or something like that. He's intelligent enough that if you really wanted help, you could find out where to get it.
But what do I do with that? I mean, like I said, do I go home and call my boss and say I can't come in anymore?
Those are things that I just can't.
I know.
I'm not in a position to give you advice on. Now, I cannot tell you how much I appreciate you.
Granted, like you might be. First of all, he's not going home, but there's a chance that you might be able to tell your principal or whatever what happened before word gets to him through police. There's a chance. So that's just really up to you. It might be better for you to call and explain the situation and quit rather than having them find out. Because I think Walter Babst was also a teacher, and I think he went back to teaching, and they didn't find out for a few days, the school. So he kept teaching, and the students said he was basically like traumatized. He was just like sitting there at his desk with his head on his desk, and the students obviously knew something was going on, or maybe it was him that the lawyer told. I can't remember, but obviously somehow someone's going to tell the principal, and he's going to lose his job. These guys cannot continue teaching.
Shedding light on this situation because I think it's helpful in a number of different ways. And again, I'm being serious about this. That's my number and that's my email. And keep me posted as to how things are going. And I'm willing to have a continuing discussion with you in terms of what's going to be in the story or not in the story. We're just starting, so I can't.
I mean, when is this thing supposed to air and all that?
Those things are going to be decided once we get the story together, and it's not done yet. So, I mean, like I said, if you want to keep in touch with me, as I know that information, I'm going to.
He probably wants to know when it's going to air so he can try to, mitigate the damage. What it's going to do. He could tell his parents and his family, hey, how about we all go camping for overnight on this one particular day? Just anything he could do to make sure no one's watching it. Is that his plan? Doesn't matter when it's going to air. He's going to be exposed eventually.
Share with you.
And for many years to come.
I'm going to hide it from you.
I know.
So, I'm just being as straight up about it as I can.
I just don't know what I'm going to do. I mean, a lot of those guys came in here, and I know there was one that was like a rabbi, and and a lot of those guys weren't in a position that they were with kids.
Is this one of the only times, I think, where like a predator references one or more predators from a different sting?
And I feel like as much as I love my job, and as embarrassing and as hard as it's going to be to tell anyone, I don't know if I should go back and put myself there.
Like, he's delusional if he's wondering if this is a possibility that he can continue teaching.
But like I said, it's the only thing I've ever loved, teaching. It's the only thing I've ever been good at. And I hate to throw that all away for a stupid frickin' mistake. And something that I really did go back and forth on so much.
It's tortured you.
It really did. I mean, I know some of those
poor Jim Rutherford. He's being tortured.
guys were like, heck yeah, gung-ho, I'm in, and probably a lot of them had done it before.
You were gung-ho too. You drove over there so excited to do this. You can't judge the other guys because they were more gung-ho than you were. You were excited to come in this door.
And I'm sure some of them hadn't. Some of them were probably in my boat, that it was just like a mistake.
It's not a mistake if you premeditate it. If you think about it and talk about it for days or weeks and then do it, it's not a mistake. It's an intentional criminal act.
Well, Jim, I appreciate that.
I'm sorry. I mean, and tell that kid I'm sorry too.
That one boom operator's just like passed out on the floor.
All right. I will. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I'm sorry. Is that still on?
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I really am. If anybody that I know sees this, I am sorry. Don't think of me as a monster. I'm not.
Don't think of me as what I am. Just think of me as a good person, even though I've done absolutely nothing to justify that.
I made a mistake.
All right, well, do me a favor. Keep me posted, all right?
I mean, am I supposed to leave now, or should I?
Yeah, no, you're free to leave.
Yeah, no shit. No, you're here forever, Jim.
Yeah. I mean, if you want to take the water, you can take the water.
All right. Sorry, guys. I'll keep in touch. You know what I'm doing.
All right.
All right.
I appreciate that.
The only thing that would make this interaction more enjoyable was if they tased him the second he walked out that door.
Sheriff's Department, stop, put your hands on your...
You have the right to remain silent, you understand? Anything you say can and will be used against you in a court of law, you understand? You have the right to talk to a lawyer.
But at least he has a cool car. At least he spent all his money on a red Corvette so that he could look cool and show off. And where did that get you, Jim?
Have them present with you while you're being questioned, do you understand that? Sir. If you cannot afford to hire a lawyer, one will be appointed to represent you before any questioning if you wish. Do you understand? Yes, sir. If you can decide...
I really hope that they seized his car and sold it as auction. Or sold it at auction.
Or you can decide at any time to exercise these rights and not to answer any questions or make any statements. Do you understand? Yes, sir. Okay.
You were giving your permission to be exposed on YouTube for many, many years for people to do commentaries on. Do you understand?
Phone in. Tuck your head, what to read?
Yeah, I don't think Jim's day is going quite the way he intended it. All right, well, that's it for this one. Yeah, I do really like this segment. It's long. Like, it's rare that we get this in-depth of a talk with one of the Predators. I would have loved if every single Predator stuck around and talked for this long with Chris Hansen, because we would just have so much more material to watch and think about and analyze. But yeah, I think his chat, I think it's the longest anyone's talked with Chris Hansen. I could be mistaken, but it's either the longest or one of the longest. But yeah, this guy is just his multiple excuses, his denials, his trying to sound like he understands what he was doing while at the same time denying that he intended to do anything. Like, this guy sucks. I just really, really don't like him.
Watch your knees, your head coming out. Yeah.
How's your day going, James? Is it doing okay? Is it everything going according to plan? What you thought was going to happen?
No, I didn't grab a jacket.
You can just see the agony on his face. Just the regret.
Can you slide me over to the front, maybe?
What's that?
Can that cuss me maybe in my front? They're really hurting me.
They're in.
That really sound like something.
It's an interesting looking building. I think I mentioned before. It looks like a fishing lodge or something. It just interesting look. It's different from the other interrogation rooms we've seen on To Catch a Predator.
I'm not going anywhere.
That's right. You're not going anywhere.
Yeah, see for now, alright? I get what they say.
He's just in pain. Emotional pain and physical pain. It's what you get when you do stuff like this.
What's that? Say your correct address on
No, it's actually not.
It's not?
No.
I'm just going to skip a little bit of this here just so I don't get his personal information.
And your phone number?
Oh, okay, good. They bleeped it out. Saves me the effort of having to go through it again and edit it.
Okay.
I can only spend so many hours a day dealing with James Rutherford before it's just not worth it.
2-2.
2-2?
Yes.
Okay. The name of the road, spell that for me again.
Millbank, M-I-L-L-B-A-N-K.
Oh, B. Okay.
Yeah, we started. We just started. Yeah. Thank you. Bye.
Could play a drinking game how many times he has to say the word Millbank.
Do you have any properties?
There was a...
Probably.
All right, James, is that correct? James Rutherford? Okay. I'm Sergeant Sean Trissel. This is Deputy Scott Mullen.
So I think he goes by Jim. I've been calling him Jim because that's how he introduced himself to Chris Hansen. But I guess his legal name is James.
Dark County Sheriff's Office here, okay? You've been read your rights out at the scene when you was arrested, okay? And you understand those rights, correct? Okay, and you understand that those rights are still in effect at this time while we're talking to you, okay? First off, I just want to start by confirming your personal information, okay?
Yes, sir.
Just going to skip a little bit ahead.
And your social... Okay. The reason we have it here is because we have some chat logs.
Yeah, I talked to the guy at the thing about it.
The guy, call him by his name, is Chris Hansen. You've said you've seen the show before, so you should know his name.
Okay. And we kind of want to sit down and talk to you about it, okay?
Yes, sir. I understand.
Is the chat name that you used
I.U. Rutherford.
I.U. Rutherford?
Yes, sir. Can I ask if I'm being charged? Is that fair?
What do you think? What? I don't get how he would not assume that he was. He was caught. He was handcuffed. He was placed under arrest. Read his rights. Taken down to the police interrogation room, and is now being interrogated. And he's like, "Am I being charged?" No, we're letting you off with a warning. If they did that, they would have just let you go on the site. They wouldn't have gone through all this trouble of bringing you down here.
Yes, you're going to be looking at charges.
What charges?
Right now, till once we talk and
Like first-degree murder.
we go through everything,
We're just gonna pin all our unsolved cases on you because you're such a loser.
just depending on
Okay.
what your belief was, what was actually said, and everything else, and what actually occurred.
Yes, sir.
Okay. As soon as we get done here, I'll let you know the exact charges against you.
Okay.
Okay.
It's like, first we want to ask you a bunch of questions so we could decide what to charge you with, and after we do that, then we'll tell you what we're going to charge you with.
What was the screen name of the person you was talking to? Do you remember?
I really actually don't know.
I'd say Princess Danica.
Yeah,
Does that sound familiar?
That's it.
And it's just so pathetic how these guys can't even remember the person's name. Like, usually they can't even remember the screen name or what the decoy's name is. All they know, all they care about is female, young, that's it. They don't even notice when they show up that it's a different person than they were looking at. This time it wasn't. This was the same. Emily was who he was talking to online, and saw like her on the video. But most of the time, the picture on the profile is different than the girl that's there in real life, and that's different than the voice that they talk to on the phone. And there's only been a handful of predators out of the hundreds they've caught that have actually brought that up, that, hey, you look different. Usually they couldn't even care less. They don't even take the time to learn this person's name. And then they claim that, oh, we just had this connection. And, some of the guys are even talking about being in love and getting married, and they can't even remember the damn name.
You guys, should I have my lawyer?
Probably, but, why are you asking the cops that?
That I cannot answer for you. You do have a right to an attorney, as you were advised in your rights. Did they ever advise what name did you think her real name was?
Danica.
Danica?
Yeah.
Okay. How old did you believe this female to be?
I think she said 13 or 14. I couldn't remember.
Stop doing the whole 2-age thing. They always do that. They always give 2 ages, like somehow they're a bit confused about it. He did the same thing, like just like probably 10 minutes ago, or I guess half an hour ago, because he had that long chat, plus however long it took to drive here. But very recently, he did that with Chris too. He's like 13, 14, something like that. And Chris told him exactly what was in the chat. And of course, it's always the younger number that the person claimed they were. But they try to pretend like, oh, I wasn't really paying attention to the age. I was a bit confused. That wasn't my main focus. When we know damn right well it was.
Okay. I guess first question I ask you is what brought you to the address on 5K Avenue?
I don't know.
His red Corvette. It's probably still parked outside.
I don't know.
What did you believe was going to happen when you got there?
Honestly, nothing.
Oh, probably a whole lot of nothing. Yeah, no, as if nothing would happen. You drove 2 hours to get there after a very long and stupid, graphic, annoying chat where he would just go from just being pathetic, and if the decoy even just ignored him for even a brief period, he'd be like, okay, I guess you don't like me then, fine, I'm gonna go find someone else. And he'd just be whining about that, to just bragging about how cool he was, and showing his abs, and just talking about all the stuff he wanted to do to her. We know exactly why he went there, because he spelled it out in graphic detail and then showed up, and now he's just like, yeah, nothing was gonna happen.
I had decided long ago that I wasn't going to do anything physical with the kid.
Mm-hmm.
Stop calling him. Well, I guess they are kid, but just you calling him that means you knew what it was, and it's horrible.
I really did. I know it's probably hard for you to believe, but I didn't even really want to come. I told you.
What does that mean? I didn't really want to come. You did come. If you didn't want to come, you wouldn't have left, or you would have turned around. He talks a lot about, the whole way there, I was just thinking I should not be doing this. I was going to turn around and go to some, tourist thing he saw on the side of the road, and then he was going to go to where he bought his car and get his extra set of keys and all these other things that he was going to do. But he didn't do any of those. He drove directly to the house, got out, went in, and then got caught.
The guy over there, I don't know why I was coming.
They'd be like saying, I'm going to go fill up with gas. And then you go pull up to the gas, take out the pump, and you're about to put it in your car, and someone's like, hey, what are you doing? And you're like, well, I was going to fill up my car with gas, but I really don't want to. I wasn't really going to come here. If you say you're going to do something, and then you travel to do that thing, and then someone catches you right as you're about to do it, you can't claim that you're not going to do the thing they just caught you doing.
My mind told me stop. She's a kid. I am a teacher. I've never done anything like this before.
Yeah, my mind told me to stop. Yet he'd been talking to her for like a few weeks, I think. It was quite a long chat that he'd been talking to her. So, kind of coincidence, isn't that his mind told him to keep talking to her, keep showing off, keep grooming her nonstop. And then, after you arrive at the destination, then you claim that your mind told you not to do it. But your mind told you to do it like 50,000 times over the last week.
And I just kept driving. But I decided long before I got here that I'm not going to do anything with her. Mm-hmm. I'm not going to touch her. I'm not going to violate her. She's a kid.
Mm-hmm. But you were still going to her house where she was home alone after everything that you talked about. Her parents didn't know you were there. You were going to be alone with her. That is such a dangerous situation. There's almost 100% likely that even if you are telling the truth now, you would have changed your mind. After you found yourself alone with her, you would have tried to do something. And even if he didn't, even if he managed to have enough self-control for that whole first meeting and he went home without touching her, now that he knew he got away with it, he would have kept talking to her and then gone over a second time when her parents weren't home. And maybe that time he would have done something. He fully intended to have, he groomed this girl so much, he fully intended to have her as part of his life. There's no way that he's going to wait 5 years until she's 18 before actually laying a hand on her. If they're together and they're alone, sooner or later he's going to crack and do it. And guaranteed, it's like 99% it would have been the first time. And there's 1% chance he probably would have waited till the second time. And that's only because he would have been scared of getting caught the first time and just would have had to build up the nerve. But there's no way that he just gave up forever considering the possibility of doing anything with her, but then still drove to the house. Like, he's such a liar.
But in your log, you talked about performing sexual acts together. Is that right?
I talked about kissing. And
Why would you do that? That's the way the law works. If they have ample evidence that you intended to do this, and then they caught you at the location about to do it, no judge or jury is going to believe that, well, just ignore all the evidence. I actually just changed my mind. If that was like the case, you wouldn't be able to charge anyone with any attempted crime because they could just claim it that right at the last second before the cops caught me, I changed my mind. It's like, no, we have to go with the 3 weeks of non-stop communications you had with this girl. So just knowing that, like, it's just not worth it to go over.
About kissing.
Okay.
Even admitted to Chris Hansen, he's like, I might have kissed her, but that's it. Like, bulky, first of all, that should get you a prison sentence on its own. But there's no way he would have stopped the kissing. There's no way.
Anything else?
I don't know. I know
You talked about her dressing slutty and that she was a virgin, is that right?
Did I?
Yeah.
I didn't remember asking.
Did I? He's like confused. Really? Did I mention her dressing slutty? Yeah, you don't. You know, right? Damn right. Well, you did, Jim.
Honestly.
You show her your butt.
It's like after all, they have the entire chat log. It's kind of like when Walter Babst, when Chris is like showing him the chat log, and then he's like, "Here's a picture of your privates that you sent her," and then he looks at it like, "Really? I don't think I sent this." It's like, well, even if you didn't, you still did all the other horrible stuff in the chat. So why would you deny this one tiny piece of it?
Is that correct?
I really don't remember, sir.
Okay.
I wonder if he's saying he doesn't remember because he's just lying, or if he just said so much sexual bullshit that he can't remember like the specific things he said. He just knows he said stuff like that, but he doesn't know the specific things he said. I mean, either way, he's guilty, so who cares? But kind of makes you wonder what's going on in his mind.
I know it was
Come on, camera guy, hold the camera still.
wrong.
I bet you he just feels like an idiot too, and I hope so. I hope it just tears him apart that he put so much effort into to talking to this girl and grooming her, to manipulating her into doing and saying what he wanted. And he was just going over there to have the time of his life. He just thought he was so smart and so calculating that his plan worked. And he was grooming other girls too. But he's like, man, I've got this down to a science. This finally worked. I'm the smartest man alive. And he just went down there with a smile on his face, thinking that all this hard work was going to pay off. And instead it was a sting. This girl never existed. And the other girls he's talking to were stings too. So like there was absolutely no young girls that were interested in him in the slightest. It was all bullshit. I hope that just eats away at him to this day.
She said quite a few things.
Oh, did she? Well, we'll put her in prison too, Jim. How dare the evil 13-year-old girl say things to you that were inappropriate?
But I don't think I ever said anything beyond what I just told you.
He did.
Did I?
It's like, you did. They have the chat log there. Look at his face. He's just in agony. Just the suffering. They have the chat log there. Like, why are you denying it? Oh, don't worry. I never said anything inappropriate except for that one thing. And they're like, yeah, you did. We have the entire chat log. And even the stuff that wasn't just like graphic. He was just telling her all about his divorce and his sob story and all the crap going on in his life. Like all this stuff that a girl that age just could not deal with and wouldn't want to deal with. And he's just telling her that, and then if she didn't respond right away or didn't respond to his, bragging about how cool he is, like if she didn't respond as positively as he wanted, he would get all pissy, and like he just sucked.
What did I say?
Maybe I'll tell you in just a minute.
Up here you're talking about you asked her if she'd make you take your shirt off.
Yeah.
And that you said you wanted to take hers off. And that you...
Like, I wonder, is his mind just so fried with sexual bullshit that things like that don't seem bad to him? Because saying that to a person of that age is horrible. You can't be talking about taking their clothes off. That's fucked up. How could he be like, well, I didn't even think of that. That's not even bad. That's not normal.
We get to see her with her shirt off. And then you asked her if she would want you to take anything else off.
Yeah, like he wasn't trying to like entice her to get graphic on her own.
And then you asked her once she had you naked, what would she do with you?
Exactly. So he was, even if he had never said explicitly what he was going to do to her, he was fishing for her to get graphic and say all the stuff she was going to do to him. I can't remember his chat. I think I might have read it at some point or like listened to it on YouTube, but I hope she gave him nothing.
And she said she didn't know she'd never been naked with a man before. And you said, haha, would you take anything off but your shirt? And she said, yeah. And you said, what? She said, her bra. Then you asked if she would let you kiss her boobs and her tummy.
This ringing a bell, Jim? You just said you never said anything other than that one thing earlier. Now that he's reading this back, is this you starting to remember saying this?
And then you said down here that you're so freaking horny. And you know if you had me naked, I'd want more, right?
Exactly. You see, he closes his eyes right as the cop says that. Like, that one sentence alone is probably enough to convict him. How could he say that, then drive to the house, and claim he wasn't going to do anything?
And then you asked if that would bother her.
I wasn't insinuating that I would make her do more, sir.
And then you ask her if she means to have sex, and she said yes.
Yeah, she started that, though.
What? Don't blame the decoy.
Believe, sir.
You reached out to her first. You started this whole thing. You can't be like, yeah, but if you look at this one little part, she kind of brought up stuff too. If that ever happened with someone of that age, you're supposed to be like, hey, stop it. Like, don't talk like that. And then break off communication. This isn't someone that you have to see on a regular basis. It's not someone that lives next door and you can't get away from them. This is a complete stranger on the internet who doesn't really know who you are. You could just block them and never speak to them again. So don't blame them. Don't continue doing it and then put the blame on them because she did some of it too. That's like Dustin McFetcher did the same thing. That is like such a disgusting way of thinking. That somehow the victim in this situation is partially responsible.
So you want me to believe that you talking about being horny, and then you ask her how horny she is and if she's wet, and then you say you want to have fun with her.
I mean, I was planning on it, sir.
And you talk to her about letting her see more on your cam. That you thought about sending more.
That's one kind of drawback about the way this works is that obviously when the police arrest them, they haven't had a chance to read the entire chat log yet. So they're kind of, as the predator sitting here, they're going through it looking for incriminating things to bring up. But they have to go through it quickly, and obviously they can't go through the whole thing if it's super long. It'd be nice if they just had like a day to read the entire thing, highlight every good part or good, like incriminating part, so they could just throw it back in the predator's face.
That he was going to be naughty. And then down here you asked what she was wearing. She says jean and tank tops. You said cute. And then you asked anything else, and she said socks. And you laughed out loud. And then she said underwear, and then you asked no panties. And then you said, oh, okay. So you're wondering what kind of clothes this 13-year-old kid's wearing. Asking her if she's horny, telling her that you're horny.
Well, he's just staring down, his head hanging in shame. Don't try to deny what you said, Jim.
I guess my question to you is, throughout this whole thing and the talking, and things that you said, there's pretty much a belief that you guys were going to kiss, get naked, and then it could lead elsewhere.
Not really.
What do you mean, not really? Dude, we just heard everything you said. It's so obvious.
Not really? You didn't take that by what you put in here?
Sir, I never intended, when I was saying all that, to actually come up here today.
But you did come up here today. What does that mean? While I was saying all that, I didn't really intend to come up today. But he did come up today, but he no longer intended to do the stuff he said he was coming there to do. It doesn't make sense. It's a lie.
You did come up here?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
And I didn't.
So whether you made an intent to come up here or not,
I know it's
you
illegal.
still typed this stuff, right?
Yes, sir.
And you had the belief that if you come up here, there was a chance that you guys were going to have sex.
I wasn't going to have sex with her, sir. In fact, I don't think she mentioned it. And I said, you mean sex?
So you're telling me you didn't believe one bit you were going to come up here and have sex with
No,
this
sir,
girl?
I did not. No, sir. I know it looks like that, I'm sure. But no, sir. I did not.
So if you didn't think you're coming up here to have sex, what do you think you're coming up here for?
Honestly, and I know you
Don't say honestly. Honestly makes people believe you even less.
guys haven't seen what I discussed with Mr. Guy from NBC. I don't know why I decided to come up. I don't know, maybe I shouldn't be saying this without a lawyer, but I don't know. I decided long before I even got here, though, that I wasn't going to do anything physical with her.
But before you made that decision...
But why put your... If that was true, which it's not, but if it was true, why put yourself in a position where getting caught is going to make you... It's going to look bad because there's all this evidence. You should know, man, if I go over there and I get caught, everyone's going to assume the worst, so I'm just never going to go. Because no one's possibly going to believe you.
Decision, there was a belief that something physical was going to happen. Even though you changed your mind.
No, sir.
And you said that...
In fact, I wasn't.
He said to Chris Hansen, he flat out said, I'll tell you what, I might have kissed her, but that's it. He said that. I think he said it as in, like, that's not that bad, but these guys are idiots. Like, we have guys like, oh, it was just oral. Like, somehow that's okay as long as they don't do anything beyond that. So you went over to a young girl's house that's of this age and you were only going to kiss, quote, only going to kiss, and then that's your defense, is that you weren't going to do anything more than that, and you think that they're just going to let you go?
Changed your mind.
I wasn't even going to come up, and I even called her.
Mike Manzi said no graphic things about kissing or anything sexual in his chat, and he still got convicted because you just going over to a minor's house when their parents are home alone and you're a grown man and they're alone, that is putting them in danger. It's not normal.
I don't know. I even called her and said, I'm not really comfortable with this. You're way too young. And she said, come anyway. We'll just hang out. I don't know if you guys have logs of my phone calls, but that is what happened. I, in fact, turned around and was heading home, and I said, I don't think I'm going to come. I don't feel comfortable with this. I don't know if you can check that or not. And
the only reason you did that is because you were paranoid and scared of getting caught. But by that point, they had enough evidence to convict you because you just talking to young people online, and he was talking to multiple young people at the same time. They knew that you were a danger and they had to catch you. That's why they wanted to pressure you to come, because you needed to get arrested.
I said, no, come up, we'll have fun. I was just looking forward to hanging out, whatever. And I went home and thought, this is dumb. I shouldn't go. But if I drive up and just hang out, I'm not going to do anything.
What does that mean, hang out? Like, just hang out with a 13-year-old? There's nothing fun about that. You have nothing in common. It's just so weird. Like, people don't do that. People just don't hang out with, like, grown men don't hang out with, or even grown women don't hang out with kids of that age. Like, kids that have their own friends. It's just weird.
At home.
What did you anticipate you were going to have in common?
What would everyone think? Like, what would the people at his school, the principal and people, if they're like, yeah, Jim met this 13-year-old girl online, then drove 2 hours to her house when her parents were gone and they've never met him or even knew he existed, and he just hung out there. They would be alarmed. If the parents found out, oh yeah, by the way, like, I know you're away from home and your young daughter's home alone, but there's a 26-year-old guy she met online that's just hanging out there. He promises he's not going to do anything with her, but they're just hanging out. They would be rushing home. Like, they would be absolutely scared out of their minds. The dad would probably kill this guy. There's nothing about this that it's good. Just hanging out is meaningless. No one wants this guy hanging out with their kid.
This girl.
I don't know. That's one of the reasons why I didn't know why I was coming.
I mean, judging by what you guys chatted with, looks to me like there's only one reason. Only one thing you could have in common with this girl.
That wasn't. I mean, we didn't start off, at least, I don't even know when I met that girl. It was just randomly in an Ohio adult room.
Mm-hmm. It wasn't randomly. You found her, you saw her, and you struck up a conversation and began grooming her. You set your sights on her and targeted her.
I even said, I'm a lot older than you. I don't know.
And he said that to Chris too. He's like, I was just in an Ohio chat room, like, and somehow started talking to her. Kind of like just her being there, she's somehow complicit in his targeting of her. That'd be like, yeah, I was in a bar and that young girl just happened to be in there. I mean, it's only supposed to be adults, but what was she doing there? So how could I help myself but to target her? If you're the one that makes the initial approach and you do all the grooming work and all that stuff, you can't blame her for just being there. And as far as I know, the Ohio chat room was not like adults only, was it? Someone knows, let me know. But even if it is, just because someone's not an adult doesn't mean like, well, they're fair game because they're in here. It was 100% his fault. He's the adult, and he chatted with her first. He brought up sex. He brought up the meat. He did all of that stuff. It was all on him. So how could he try to blame her?
I mean, do you think you would have anything in common with this girl? Is this a girl you wanted to date?
No, hell no. I didn't even want anything physical by the time I got here, sir. And she's 13. I didn't want to date her. I mean,
obviously there were sexual thoughts.
Sure,
but also when he showed up, before he talked to Chris Hansen, he was standing in the doorway. He's like, hey, where are you? Come here. And she's like, come in and sit down. He's like, no, come here. So clearly he was being sketchy because he knew he was there for no good. If he came there just to talk, he would have come in. If she's like, yeah, I just sit down and I'll be right down, he would have sat down. He obviously knew he was up to no good.
I mean, by what you typed, I mean that's
obviously. But
at what point did you lose those thoughts? I mean, at what point did you think that those thoughts were?
When it became real, when I was coming up here, I thought this is not a good idea.
So you were like halfway here and thought, what am I doing?
In fact, I told the guys over there, I almost turned off and just went to the Dayton Air Force Museum.
Almost turning off doesn't mean anything. You can't almost not commit the crime. His defense is, I almost didn't drive there. It's like, so you did it. If you almost don't rob the bank, it doesn't make a difference if you still do it. This guy, it makes me so mad that he doesn't get that.
I think I just...
Was that about when you started thinking, this is a bad idea?
No. As soon as she said it yesterday, I thought, I mean, on the internet, it's almost like it's a fantasy, like it's not real, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And then it kind of got real, and I thought, what? I don't even want to. That's stupid.
But you still drove over there. You drove 2 hours. You're not going to drive 2 hours, like just take up spend all that money on gas and just waste your entire day driving for nothing just to hang out with a random 13-year-old you met on the internet. That's not something that a person would do.
And I don't know why I decided to come. I didn't really want to.
They must want to somewhat, or else you wouldn't be here now, right?
I think it was just...
Even if what he's trying to say is he knew it was wrong, he knew he shouldn't be doing it, that's not a defense. It's true, it is wrong, he shouldn't be doing it. But if you still carry it out or attempt it, I don't get what he's trying to say. Because no matter how he defends it, he still had the chat and he still showed up.
I don't know. I'm going... It won't matter to you, but I actually just found out a couple days ago I'm getting divorced.
Yeah, he's bringing up the divorce again. I think his big defense is, if I just make myself look pitiful, like my life is terrible, all these things are going on, it's going to make it seem as though that this is not normal behavior for me, that this is only because of the shocking news I received from my wife. Even though, if I remember correctly, he told the decoy in the chat that his wife, he's like, my wife just told me today that she's leaving me. Which means that he was chatting to her before he found out about the divorce. So how could he say the divorce is what caused this? And getting a divorce does not lead you to prey on children. That is the stupidest thing ever. That's a stupid excuse, even for James Rutherford.
And I've just been trying to stay out of the house and stay busy. And I think I had nothing else to do today. And thought, well, I'll drive up there if nothing else. And if I even thought maybe I'll get here and turn around. But if nothing else, it was a couple hours. I could just be out of the house, driving my car, whatever.
And here you talk about that you'd love to see her in like bra and panties.
Yeah, I remember saying that. I remember saying that.
Okay.
I think I said even something about her laying on top of me.
Yep. You said you'd
But
like
like I
her
said-
laying
Yep.
on top of you, kissing you,
That was
and
like
kind of grinding.
that was like an online fantasy. I never really intended.
It's not an online fantasy because you didn't know that it was a decoy. You assumed it was a real person. So you were willing to harm and just mentally screw with and traumatize a 13-year-old girl just for your own online fantasy. It's not online if there's a real human being at the other side, you bastard.
Or if that happened. I know you're
But you
not.
had fantasies that there was sex with this.
Not sex, no sir.
13-year-old.
No sir. I never said let's have sex, so.
Well, I guess I don't understand why a gentleman, how old are you?
26, sir.
26, school teacher, would even have any thought
I
of
don't-
wanting to meet a 13-year-old girl
You know what?
and go hang out.
You know what? I don't either. I told those guys over there.
Why a 26-year-old male would type the things that he typed to a 13-year-old girl, asking her,
I don't know, sir.
listen to me a minute, asking her what she was wearing, if she's wet, talking about her wearing her bra, her laying on top of you, you guys grinding.
I don't
That's
know.
things that a 26-year-old male does not say to a 13-year-old kid. Unless you have ideas or thoughts that sexual acts could happen.
Sir, I'll be honest with you. I mean, I am
Okay,
a
with
teacher.
you hearing everything I told you, would you believe that the thought was,
Oh, I know. If I was in your shoes, hell no, I wouldn't believe a word I'm saying.
you would believe
Yeah, none of us do. No one in the world, even you, as you just claimed, would believe you. So why the hell would we believe you?
that
Yeah, I
your
was-
whole plan was to come up here and have sex?
Yeah, if I was you, yes, sir.
No doubt.
No doubt.
Okay.
I bet you he thought that would work. If I claim that I agree with him and that I understand why he doesn't believe, and I say that I wouldn't believe it, that'll make him think that I'm being honest, so he'll think I'm telling the truth. But no, it doesn't work like that. You're just lying.
But that's not. That really wasn't my intention.
Well, I guess I still don't figure and understand your intention. You still come to the house.
Yes, sir.
You didn't turn around. You didn't drive away.
I don't know why.
You came
I
to the
wanted
house
to,
anyway.
but I should have. And I didn't. I don't know why. I wasn't going to have sex. I wasn't even going to touch her.
So what was your intention
You
when you
admitted, we have you on video admitting that you were going to kiss her.
got here? What was you going to do?
I mean, I called her and she's like, I'm just going to watch a movie. I was like, well, whatever, I'll watch a movie with her. I mean, up until that point, I still hadn't decided if I was going to.
And you knew she was home alone. Is that correct?
Yeah, I think she said.
If you were just going to hang out with her, as you say, get to know her, why not meet in a public place? Because any young girl like meeting a strange man from the internet that she's never met before and her parents don't know, that's very dangerous. Even if you think that you're a safe person, she doesn't know that. People of that age should not be hanging out with strange men from the internet alone in the house. They should not be meeting up anywhere. But in a public place would be safer than in the house. So the fact that you were going to the house specifically when the parents are not home is only because what you intended to do would require privacy.
Okay. So all this put together, I mean,
I know it doesn't look
you
good.
expect me to believe that nothing was going to happen, or you didn't want anything
Do I
to
expect you
happen?
to believe it? You believe what you want, frankly.
Did you have any remote belief or fantasy that something would happen?
You know who else is going to believe what they want? The judge and or the jury. And they did because he was convicted.
Sir, I'm wrong,
You
kids.
did earlier, prior.
Sir, online, it doesn't seem real. It's like I'm talking to people that aren't real.
But online, you still know that she's a 13-year-old female.
Like I said,
So
sir,
why, even if it's not real, would you say those things to a 13-year-old female?
it's all up in the head.
And if you think it's not real because it's online, why do you have to talk to anyone? Why can't you just open up like a Word document and then just type out whatever sick stuff you want without involving another person? You specifically wanted another person because you wanted her to be real. You wanted to be a real young person because that's what you got off on. And if you didn't think it was real, what did you think when she's like inviting you over and stuff? You thought it was just make believe that she wasn't real? You drove to her house, so obviously you knew that she was real.
That's the only explanation I can give you. Is that I.
Have you ever talked to a minor before on the internet?
I'd rather not answer that, sir.
Well, that would be a yes then.
Have you ever had any prior charges of anything?
Sir. No, sir. And I've never done this before.
Okay.
I've never met a minor. I don't know.
Have you chatted with a minor before?
Like I said, yes, I have.
Okay, how many times?
I have no idea.
Saying you have no idea with that like exasperated sigh kind of means that it's likely so many times that you can't remember.
Internet's been around since I was a minor.
Okay. When you say you have no idea, so you're saying many times you've chatted with minors?
I chat with whoever on there.
Okay.
I mean, I just hang out.
But you have chatted with minors.
Yes.
He's trying to act like, oh, I always chat with whoever happens to be there. Yet somehow he was chatting to multiple underage people. So he's specifically going after them.
Of what age?
I doubt he was talking to any like 30-year-old men. It was all young people. All young girls.
No.
13-year-olds before?
Probably.
12-year-olds?
I don't like going that low on kids.
Yeah. You want to go that? Yeah, you don't want to look perverted, Jim. Good thinking. What an asshole.
So you stay 13.
Usually,
have you ever mentioned the stuff you mentioned in here before?
Don't call him sir. Calling him sir is not going to help you.
When I chat to people.
You just admitted to talking to multiple 13-year-old girls, but said you wouldn't go as low as 12 because you wouldn't want to go that low. Do you hear your own words? Do you expect people to hear that and be like, okay, I guess he's not that bad after all. My bad. I guess he's not a huge perv. What the hell are you talking about?
Well, they're 18, 19, 20 years old. Closer to my age.
Okay. But it's not the first time you chatted with a 13-year-old.
Sir, no, it's not.
And have you made sexual comments to these others?
Yes, sir.
You have? Okay. And have you ever met with them?
No, sir. Never.
See, it just finally escalated to this point. It would have eventually, with either this person or a different person, eventually it would have been a real person or one of his own students. It absolutely would have escalated because it's been escalating. It went from just chatting to multiple girls, grooming them, and then when the situation arose, when there was a girl willing to have him come over, when her parents were gone, he jumped at it and he drove over. So obviously he would have done something that day or eventually with that girl and or others. And he's not that old. He's only 26. He's a teacher. He's 26. Like if he teaches till he's 65, he's got like decades of possible abuse of doing all like stuff to God knows who. So thank God he was caught.
Is it more of a, you say these things because you want to excite yourself to fulfill your needs while you're there?
Yeah, then just watch online videos or something. Like, well, why do you need to involve a real person?
You fantasize while you're sitting there of what you could be doing with this, even though you're on the other side of the computer. You're saying these things to gratify yourself.
Yeah, there was never any intention to cross that line any time. Even yesterday, I know it.
Okay.
Like, he crossed the proverbial line way, way before this. He's acting like everything he did is okay as long as he did not do any, like, sexual acts with her. But he admitted he was going to kiss her. And all this other stuff. And even just having this chat with her and grooming her and all the other bullshit he put her through. It's all illegal. It's all wrong. But he's trying to act like it's all okay and justifiable. I can have a clean conscience as long as I didn't go all the way with the sexual acts. But he would have just no matter what he did, he would have justified it as like, well, I'm not going to go any further than this. But he would have kept pushing it. Like, there's no way he would have stopped.
But I guess
I know.
I'm here to help you, okay?
I hope you can.
And,
that's a lie. The police are not there to help you.
And I think
they're there to put guys like James Rutherford in prison.
You do have a problem.
Obviously.
And you've admitted that, okay? That you have talked to minors before, 13 years of age. That you say the things you say because of your sexual gratification. Do you masturbate while you're doing this?
Sometimes.
Okay.
I have, yeah.
So you're so driven by this, okay?
Sir, it's not
okay,
like...
just listen to me, man.
No,
okay?
I feel like I should at least tell you. It's not like it's... I go on there specifically looking for little kids.
Okay, and I'm not saying that's all you look for. Okay?
Yeah, maybe it's not all he looks for, but he seems to go for it whenever he finds it. And he brings it to the point where he's driving to their house.
But you're doing this, okay? For your sexual gratification. You say you know it's wrong, but what concerns me is you go ahead and drive up here knowing this 13-year-old is home alone, by herself. Her parents are not around. You admit to writing the things in here and getting your sexual gratification out of it at home, but you expect me to believe that you didn't have any beliefs of anything.
You know, I almost...
to visit her.
Stop saying... He says that so many times. I almost did such and such. Who care? We don't care what you almost did. We only care what you actually did.
I almost called her and said, you know, what are you doing? Why are you inviting a 26-year-old guy to your house?
Okay.
That crossed my mind.
But she'd probably be like, why are you a 26-year-old man who's trying to come to a 13-year-old girl's house? Don't try to blame it on me, motherfucker.
Almost and doing are two different things, and you still went through with it.
I know.
You still come to visit her. You pull right in, you walk right in to go see her.
Yes, sir.
The only way we can help you is, for you to be honest.
How are you going to help me, sir? What
we talked with our prosecutor and everything else.
I know what I was doing.
Even though you're pretty much doing everything and saying the things you're saying for your gratification at home.
Exactly. I know there's things that I shouldn't have done in the past on the internet.
As far as?
Chatting with people.
Other minors.
Seeing them on camera.
Have you ever sent nude pictures or anything of yourself?
I've been on camera before.
Okay. Nude?
Yes, but that wasn't... It was usually for older people.
Okay.
Usually?
But is there a remote possibility you've ever sent a nude picture to a minor?
It's possible. Some people might lie about their age, too.
Okay.
When I know her, I think she saw me with my shirt off and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't... She never saw me naked.
What are these pills that you have with you?
They're just Advil. I went out last night and I had a headache.
They're just Advils?
Yes, sir. A generic Walprofen or something.
Okay. Do you have any pictures or anything on your phone?
No, it's not even a camera phone.
Is it a camera? You care if I look?
Go ahead.
Wonder if he sees his students do that all the time, just putting their head on their desk. So he's like, maybe I could try that.
No.
You have anything in your Corvette we need to know about? Any condoms?
No, like I said, I wasn't intending on really doing anything.
Any pornographic pictures?
No, sir.
Okay. You mind if we take a look through that then?
Go ahead, you search my car, that's fine.
Say it's 98.
Yes, sir.
Did anybody else know that you were coming up here today? Just you. And have you ever had any phone conversation with who you believe Danica?
Just today was the first time I ever talked to her.
Today, on your way up here?
No, even before that, this morning, I called her and said, I don't know if I'm going to come or not. I don't really think it's, like I said, I even turned around once and called her and said, I don't really feel comfortable.
But just the fact that you gotten to the point where it's a maybe, you're thinking about it, you're leaving, you're on the fence about it. By that point, you need to be arrested because you might have chickened out that time, but eventually you would have kept talking, you would have built up the nerve. Eventually it would have happened, guaranteed.
With this.
But you still come.
Well, she said, well, come and we'll just hang out. I thought, well, if we're just hanging out.
Do you think it's right for a 26-year-old to hang out with a 13-year-old child? Even if it's just sitting
just
and watching a movie?
No, probably not.
And you came from?
Mainville.
Manville?
Cincinnati.
Down by Cincinnati. So, do you feel that's odd? A 26-year-old man drives all the way from Cincinnati up here to sit and watch a movie with a 13-year-old.
Oh,
Yeah, exactly. It's like the same thing Jeff Sokol said. Like, he came from a big city where there's clearly many, many other options of women that he could date that are adults. Instead, he just drives for hours to meet a specific minor in some other place and then claims he's just going to sit there and watch a movie. Like that. That is so abnormal. No one does that.
I'm not saying I don't need help. I'm not saying there's not something wrong with me.
What do you think's wrong with you?
I don't know. I don't know why.
You're a sick, perverted predator?
I did that. I don't know why I've done that stuff. I've thought about getting help in the past, and I honestly just never thought I could open up to a stranger, a psychiatrist.
So how long have you been doing this?
Well, like I said, I mean, the internet's been around since I was 12, 13. I've always chatted on there.
But how long have you think
So basically, the second the internet came into existence, he's using it for predatory purposes.
Chatting with minors?
I can't give you specifics. I guess since I was no longer a minor. I mean, I've always chatted to people. It wasn't always minors.
Right.
I don't know. I can't give you any specifics.
The problem isn't chatting with people. You're not getting in trouble just for using the internet in general or talking to people. You're getting in trouble for reaching out to a minor, speaking to them inappropriately, and then driving to their house. That whole thing, or even just speaking to them online. That's still soliciting. So that's what you're in trouble for. Stop trying to make it look like it's just using the internet in general that's the problem.
Honestly, I'm not gonna lie. And I've chatted to.
Do you enjoy talking to a minor though, for your gratification?
It wasn't just the minors. It was just girls in general.
Okay. So, either to minor or a female.
Okay, so if you're interested in girls in general, why not make sure they're 18 or over? That way you don't get in trouble and you don't go to prison. If you get equal satisfaction from all of them, why not just stick to the ones that are adults? It's easy to do.
Well, but it's to get your gratification.
Basically, that's all it was for, sir. It was personal. It wasn't that I wanted anything else. Ever.
Okay. But the concern we have is that you come all the way from Cincinnati.
I know.
After everything you said for your gratification.
I know it doesn't look good.
You've come all the way up here and you've met or tried to meet with a 13-year-old female.
I can't explain it. I wish I could. I wish I knew why I was like this and what was wrong with me. I really had thought about getting help in the past, and I thought maybe I had.
So if he knows that there's something wrong with him and it's gotten to the point where he knows he needs to get help, why is he denying that he came over there to do anything? That'd be like saying, like, I know I've got a problem with alcohol. I've had an alcohol problem ever since I was a teenager. I know that I should get help for it. I haven't been able to. And then you deny that you were going to a bar to drink. You say you were going to go to the bar to hang out and not actually drink alcohol. That doesn't make sense.
Gotten over some of that. In fact, I deleted a lot of people that I chatted to once in a while. I stopped getting on there for a while. And then I started up again. I thought I could beat it on my own, and apparently I just didn't have the willpower, sir.
You're saying he's addicted to chatting to minors? That has to be the problem, because if he was only chatting with adults, it wouldn't be as big of a problem. It might be a little bit because he was married. But it wouldn't be like, if you're, like now that he's getting divorced, if you're only on there chatting with adults, there's nothing to get help for. It's not needed. Nothing's wrong with it. The only thing that's wrong is if you're talking to minors, because that's illegal. That would be what you need to get help for. So obviously he knows he has a problem, and it's with the minors, not with just chatting in general. And guaranteed that's what led to his marriage falling apart, is he was just online all the fucking time, and his wife just got sick of it and left him.
I mean, when you get online with these people and you start talking, what's it make you want to do?
Nothing. I mean, I have never, ever crossed the line with one of my students or anything.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, it's never even really crossed.
He only molests the other, several tens of millions of kids in the country. Not his own students though. He's not some kind of a sick perv, but everyone else's students that he'll touch them.
My mind.
Have you ever chatted with one of your students?
No. Never would have done anything to any of them. Never would have ever, and attempted it. I think really, when it was online, it was more of a fantasy. Like, this isn't real. But in real life, I never wanted that. And even today, I don't know why I came up. I don't know what made me do it.
It wasn't some outside force. Nothing made you do it. Nothing could make you do it other than your desire to do it.
I wish I could tell you. I know you probably think I'm full of but
So
I'm
if you
really
would have
not.
got here and you would have
that
walked
right.
in and there's a 13-year-old girl standing there in her bra and panties, what would have happened? What would you have done?
It's speculative. I don't know. I didn't think that was going to happen.
But you wanted it to happen. You discussed it. How could you say you weren't expecting it to happen? You asked her to do it. What if she did?
Think that?
No, sir. Please understand.
It's in your chat log, isn't it? So you can't tell me you didn't have a belief that...
Yeah, exactly. Like, you asked her to do that, and she said she would. So you had to have at least part of your mind that thought there's a good chance she might actually do it.
that could have...
And I bet you that's what he was so disappointed about when he showed up and she came to the door and waved him in and she wasn't dressed like that. Then she went into the house and he was standing in the doorway being like, hey, where are you? Come here. Like, it was because she wasn't following the things that they decided on.
happened. Am I correct?
It was Listerine strips. It crossed my mind,
There was a thought there that could
but I
happen.
didn't think it was going to,
Okay.
and I didn't want it to. You got to believe me on that. I
You
didn't
don't gotta do anything, Jim.
want to have sex with her. I didn't even want to kiss her. I didn't really want to do
You
anything.
just said you might have kissed her when you're talking to Hansen. We have it on video.
I just wanted to hang out with somebody to take my mind off of my life right now. I just wanted to hang out with somebody that I could talk to. I mean, when I met the
You could talk to anyone, male or female. They just have to be adults. And there's way more of them in Cincinnati than there is in this place.
girl, I told her, I'm married. And then this week, I was venting to her about, whoever I was talking to, about getting a divorce.
You're like, why are you venting to a 13-year-old about your divorce? They have no idea what you're talking about. Just the fact that she was humoring you and playing along with it should have been a red flag that this somehow wasn't real.
I mean, I don't know. I know that sounds like bull, but... And your question, I don't know. I don't know if that's a fair question. That's not really what I thought was going to end up happening.
But my question to you is, what if you come up here and we weren't here and they weren't doing what they were doing and there was actually a 13-year-old girl in that house that was waiting on you and just her
wouldn't have
bras
done
and
anything.
just her panties?
I'm telling you, bottom of my heart, I wouldn't have done anything. I've never done something like that with a kid.
You've never done something like that,
I know
but
you're
you
saying,
went ahead
I
and come
know
up here.
The studies show that, one thing leads to another with sexual predators. Apparently that's what I am. I never thought I was. I wouldn't. Like I said, I don't know why I'm here.
On your whole way up, on your
What did he think he was? Like, he thought he was a good guy? He didn't think there's anything wrong with what he's doing? He just admitted that he knows he has a problem and he's thought about getting help. So he knows it's wrong. He knows he needs help. But he doesn't think he was a predator. What did he think he was? If you know he needed help, obviously you know you're some kind of bad person.
Your whole drive up here, when you're thinking about all this, are you thinking to yourself, man, if I show up here and she's like this, what's going to happen? Or did you play this through your mind? I mean, you're telling yourself, I didn't want to do this.
I'm telling myself.
But by
you're telling
knowing
me.
this, you know what? You listen to me. You know what you're saying to her, and you know what she's saying to you. You can't tell me that's not going through your mind the whole way up here from Cincinnati.
Yes, sir, it was. Lots of different things went through my mind.
What was going through your
And the
mind?
conclusion I always came to was I am not.
What was going through his mind is just a loop, repeating all the stuff he was going to do with her. He was just imagining everything he was going to do. And then probably part of him was like, hey, you shouldn't be doing this. And he just, like, ignored it and kept driving and went to the house.
Gonna touch this kid.
Okay, but what else was going through your mind?
What do you mean?
I mean, what else? You're thinking about what she told you, how she's going to be dressed, or things you're going to do?
Tell me what. I guess she did, but I wasn't going to.
There's a belief that she could have been in her rolls and panties. Am I correct?
She never said she was going to greet me in her underwear.
Okay, but you talk about getting on top of each other,
I know.
not having shirts on, grinding on each other.
That was on there. That wasn't what I was going to do in real life.
Okay,
It's not like Jeff Stacy from the same Sting. It said he's like the internet and real life are two different things. They are not, and they are definitely not different things when you drive over and make it real. It's like people live a lot of their life online. You order food online. You order products online. You make plans with friends online. You talk to family online. You work online. It is real life. It's not like you talk to people and then you show up and nothing you talked about mattered, because people talk online all the time. They're going to be like, "Oh, hey, yeah, you told me that you told me online you got a new job. How's it going?" It's not like, "Oh no, I didn't get a new job. That was just online." That no one does that. How could he think that there are no consequences for things you say on the internet? That is beyond stupid.
There's that chance that could have happened, right?
No.
No.
No, I know you're looking at me and thinking I'm full of it.
But if you showed up and walked through that door and
The world is looking at you thinking you're full of it.
there's a 13-year-old like that,
No.
there wouldn't have never been a chance for that to happen.
Sir, no. I'm telling you right now. You're asking me. Don't try to make me tell you something that's not true. No. The whole way up here I thought, if something, she tries, I'm not going to do it. It's not right. It's real life, and it's not going to happen. I know you don't believe me, but no. I'm sorry. No.
So what you were writing in there, was that right?
Oh, hell no. Obviously not.
But you did that anyway.
Yes.
And then you're on your way up here, so you came halfway on that one
I wasn't going
to
to
make
do
the
it.
trip up here. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So why even put yourself in that situation?
I don't know.
Why did you even drive all the way up here?
In fact, I wondered if this was some such setup the second she said it. I thought I'd be a fool to put myself in that situation.
You would be. So you knew it was wrong. You knew you shouldn't be doing it. You also realized this might be a setup of some kind. It might be a police sting. You know all of the stuff, and then you still did it. And then you act like almost not doing it is a defense. That's even worse. Knowing it's wrong and still doing it is even worse.
And I'm a fool.
Alright. Was there anything else you think you need to tell us or let us know about?
Any other bullshit you can feed us, Jim?
Like what?
Where's the computer at that you were using to chat back and forth?
At my house.
Okay. And right now you live there by yourself?
Yeah, my wife moved out.
Okay.
Why?
Why do I want to know where your computer's at? I'm just asking where you was at the time when you were doing this. I don't think we're going to take this. There ain't nothing on there as far as pictures. So I don't need that.
Okay.
And now what?
Huh?
Now what?
You're not taking any son? Why not?
Huh?
Why not?
There's just one call and no pictures, nothing.
What all do you have in your computer at your house?
They've been taking them all in.
What do you mean?
Is there any pictures of anybody
It's
under
up
age?
to you, I don't care.
Underage?
Go ahead and take that.
Probably.
That way we have it.
There is?
Probably.
Nude pictures?
I don't think so.
There's no nude pictures of anybody underage?
Honestly, I don't
Did you
think.
talk to?
A couple of people on there, they might be in underwear or something. I don't think there's any nude. I could be wrong. I don't think I've ever had anything or kept anything like that.
Okay.
Of course, you've been lying this whole time. They're not going to believe you. They're going to check.
Have you received that? I'm like,
People have sent it, and I always just said no, delete it.
Okay.
And even any. So I hope not.
Okay.
Maybe, but I don't think.
Or you're like 50-50
Maybe is predator talk for yes.
on that?
Probably.
So there's
It's a possibility.
probably a decent chance that there is. I mean, you're kind of coin toss at this point.
Yeah. If there is, I don't know.
Is there any minors on there?
That's what I said. I mean, there are probably people that are minors. I don't think there's any nude pictures. I mean, it's just all this is a picture of me.
Okay.
Some of them have sent provocative pictures, like
As
underwear
far
and
as-
things.
Okay.
But I doubt they would have sent provocative pictures unless you requested them.
It might be on there. I don't think.
And these are minors that have sent you this?
Yeah.
Okay.
But, I mean, and I'm telling you, it was probably 2 months ago. I said, I don't know what I'm doing. And I had pictures at that time and stuff, and I deleted everything, deleted all the people off my friends list. Said, I'm got
Yeah, so this is a cycle. I've heard this like before in other interrogations and just read about it in true crime cases of people that go to prison, and they go through these cycles where they know it's wrong. They'll get heavily involved in it, then they'll delete everything, like whether it's chatting with people or just watching illegal stuff on the internet. They'll delete everything. They'll try to go straight, but they always come back to it. Sometimes this will happen over and over again, but eventually they always come back to it. So for him to say that, he didn't come over here to do anything and somehow he changed his mind, it's like, maybe this time, but it'll all come back. He'll just keep doing it. There's no stopping this guy.
quit doing this. I'm hurting myself, and I'm going to hurt somebody else. I just wasn't strong enough to not do it.
How many minors have you been talking with here?
I don't know.
When you deleted everything, how many minors were you talking to at that time?
I don't know.
Like, that must mean that it's just so many he can't even possibly count. If it was like 3 or 4, you'd be able to guess, 3 or 4, like under 10. But this fact that he can't even guess, it's like God knows how many it is.
5, 10, 15,
I don't know.
more?
I don't know. I mean, usually I only talk to a person once or twice and then never talk to them again.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't like I had ongoing relationships with anybody except a couple of people that I've talked to for years.
Mm-hmm.
But
Is there anything in your vehicle we need to know about?
no, sir, nothing.
You don't have anything hidden in there anywhere or anything like that?
No, sir.
Okay. And you're going to give us consent to search that? Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
No.
I need to click on there.
Oh, no.
Do you know your license plate number?
No, I don't.
You call.
You need it?
Yeah, call Corey. See if we can get that. It's Turner.
Like how scared his eyes looked when that car alarm went off.
We'll actually sign here permission to search for your motor vehicle, okay? You said that the roof should not find anything in there, though, right? Okay.
Did your wife know that you had this problem? She know that you talk to
Tells me she's gonna know soon enough.
minors or anything?
No, this had nothing to do with the divorce or anything.
Okay.
I wonder if she just like invited like all her siblings and friends over to watch Dateline when it came on.
That's why I wanted to stop. It's for her. One of the biggest reasons.
So you're making it sound like, and I'm not trying to say you're a bad person, but that
I am.
Person, sir.
this has been happening for a good while now because you have concerns about
Myself.
what's going on or what's driving.
Yeah, and that's the thing is like if you have an issue like this, whether it's alcoholism, drugs, or anything, by the time you realize you have a problem, it's probably long after everyone else realized you had a problem and long after it was a problem. And the fact that this guy's lying about everything, it must mean that the problem is worse than he is letting on. So this is probably a way bigger issue for him and he's probably been chatting and doing way more horrible stuff than he's letting on. So thank God he was caught.
Yeah. Is there concerns of Where's this leading me to?
That was kind of, I mean, I really never, honestly, even today, didn't intend anything to happen, but that was one of the things I thought I'll quit doing it on my own, and I thought I should maybe get some help, but I never thought I could talk to somebody about it.
But with your actions and what keeps going and you keep doing more and more, I mean, is there a concern there that...
That's why I was thinking about getting help.
That this is going to lead to more? That it's going to get more serious?
Yeah, eventually he would have done something with his own students. Like he would have had to. If he's going to be working there for another 40 years or something till retirement age, or that school or a different school wherever he moves, like sooner or later, just something's going to happen. One particular student's going to really catch his eye, or he's just going to find himself alone with someone. And he wasn't just a teacher; he was also like a coach. Like I can't remember what sport, but he was coaching girls in sports too. Like he would have somehow orchestrated things to be alone with someone eventually. There's no way he would have gone his entire career without ever doing it. The only reason he hasn't done it yet is because he's just not that old and hasn't been teaching that long. But if he's willing to let his problem escalate to this point where he's traveling to meet minors, sooner or later he's just going to get bold enough to try it with one of his own students. So like there's no way that you could expect us not to think that. We can't give him the benefit of the doubt because of everything he's done and everything he's lied about.
I really never thought it would. I really never thought it would.
What's your thought now?
I still don't think it would have.
But you're still coming and you're visiting a 13-year-old
You're just lying to yourself, Jim.
girl.
Sir, I know.
On the bottom of that one page.
But I don't think I would have done it. Deep down in my heart.
I think I did okay.
All right, what we'll do is read this to you here. Okay? And then I will cuff you and let you sign it. The undersigned.
All right, I think we'll stop it there. This is like halfway through the video, but the rest of it is just him being processed and booked down at the police station, and he doesn't really say anything interesting, and I've already covered it once on this channel, so I don't think there's anything interesting I can squeeze out of the rest of this. You can watch it on Joey's TCAP channel if you want to just watch the original one. If you guys really want me to cover it a second time, let me know, and maybe I will. Otherwise, that's it for James Rutherford for now, so thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.